Bienvenidos, aloha, and welcome into the 60th Battle of the Bay between the Newport Harbor Sailors and the Corona Del Mar Sea Kings. I'm Alex Crawford. Alongside me, as always, former Oregon State and Long Beach Wilson tight end Howard Kroom. Howard, the stakes have never been higher. You don't need any extra seasoning, any extra mustard, any extra spice to get you up, to get you excited for the Battle of the Bay. But tonight, we've got all of that. Winner locks up a playoff spot. The Sailors lose, and they stay home. They're not going to the playoffs. They got one game next week, and it's over. CDM wins. They're in the postseason. Newport wins. They're in the postseason. And by the way, it's been 8 in a row for the Sea Kings. That ties the longest streak in series history. So if they win tonight, it's 9. It's a new record. Stakes couldn't be higher. Howard, the energy is up. How are you feeling about this game?
Man, I'm feeling great. The Sailors did what they had to do in the last 2 weeks to get us to this moment. The Sailors felt like they were having a bad season, only had one win after 5 or 6 weeks. And all of a sudden, you look up 2 weeks in a row, Sailors pick up wins, pick up a couple dominant wins, and we find ourselves with Battle of the Bay, like you said, for playoff implications to lock up a spot. This is as big as it gets. In 60 years, I don't know how many of these games have been to decide who goes to the playoffs and who doesn't, but and if this is one of the only ones, this might be the biggest Battle of the Bay ever.
Well, a little bit of series history. This is the second time ever since 1963 that the two teams have met in the same year. They're going to play the national anthem. So while the Newport Harbor Marching Regiment plays that, we'll take a quick breather. We'll come back, and we'll get you set up for this game. You're watching the 60th Battle of the Bay on TarTV. Welcome back to TarTV. Great national anthem by the Newport Harbor Marching Regiment. But as I was saying, Howard, there's only been one other time since 1963 that these two teams have met up in the same year. That was in the early 90s when they met up during the regular season, then met up for a trip to the CIF Finals. They met up in the CIF semifinals in 1992. Now, that was in the same season. This is the same year. Obviously, we were back here on April 2nd for the COVID season. So a little bit of a first time here in Battle of the Bay series history, but the stakes outside of that game for the CIF Finals, the stakes have never been higher. Sailors lose, season is effectively over. Sea Kings lose, and they might not make it into the postseason, as we discussed on our show Sunset Rewind this week. Because they would be an at-large team and not lock up a top 3 spot in the Sunset League, there's a chance they could miss out on the postseason.
Well, there's a lot of moving parts, and the good news is once the whistle blows, all that stuff goes out the window. These guys are playing for pride. They're playing for their communities. They're not thinking about the playoffs and everything that's going on. They're just doing their job, and ultimately juices are going to be flowing. You know, emotions are running high, and I think we're going to see some great football out there. If you just tell by the environment here, we got the home side is packed. We got the away side is packed. We got Sailor shirts, bleed blue shirts for CDM, merch on both sides, signage like it's a dual home game. I mean, this environment, it couldn't be more ripe for an inter-community game and a game to send a team to the playoffs.
The team captains are at midfield. Sailors getting ready to run through the tunnel. Before we get to the game action on the gridiron here at Davidson, Howard, predictions in this game. I know we're the TarTV broadcast, but we got a lot of the CDM faithful tuning in from not just on the other side of the bay, but around the nation, around the globe. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Who are you taking in the 60th Battle of the Bay, Howard?
Man, Alex, we talked about it all week. It's a tough prediction. I'm so high on the Sea Kings. I love Dan O'Shea. I love David Razor, their quarterback. Everything about Corona Del Mar I'm a fan of. But I got Newport Harbor winning this game, locking up the third position in Sunset League. I'm thinking it's going to be 27-24. You talked about John Richardson with the game-winning kick. The student section empties onto the field, and they carry John Richardson off singing the fight song, and he's a hero and a Battle of the Bay legend.
Howard, I couldn't agree with you more. I'm going with the home team, the Newport Harbor Sailors, here tonight to snap the streak at 8 games, keep the Sea Kings from winning game number 9 in a row. The Sailors drown the crown here tonight at Davidson Field. That's my prediction. Apologies to Dan O'Shea and the Corona Del Mar faithful. We thank you for tuning in. Storylines in this game. You mentioned David Razor, junior quarterback. The Sailors, senior A.J. Goutron-Moore getting his first Battle of the Bay start here tonight. And what a stage for him to make his first Battle of the Bay start on. He got his first varsity start a couple weeks ago, and he's been rolling. The Sailors have won 2 in a row with him at the helm.
Well, the competition has gotten tougher and tougher each week. He got to get a taste of his first varsity start against Fountain Valley 2 weeks ago. Looked great there. Came back against Huntington Beach, got a win. This is certainly going to be his biggest test of his life as a football player. But these are the type of games you're going to have to come into and win, especially if you want to go to the playoffs and have any hope at success. So this is an excellent test for these Sailors as they have bigger aspirations.
And here come the Newport Harbor Sailors. Led out onto the field by Jacob Carlone, the sophomore leading the charge. We know he plays with a ton of energy, and you can see it right there with Newport coming out of the tunnel. Howard, you played obviously in huge rivalry games in high school and then in college at Oregon State. Is there any concern on the Sailors side with the stakes as high as they are? Is there any concern for them getting too amped up, coming out in the first quarter with too much energy and maybe playing out of control? Is that a worry?
I don't think that's a worry at all. I don't think you can be too amped up. Yeah, you can make mental mistakes and, have lapses in judgment, but I don't think you can get too amped up. When you play your rival, something weird happens in your mind and you really convince yourself, man, I hate those people over there. Not the people, but that team and that program, and I want us to come out victorious for our pride. So you can never have too much of that, and these guys on both sides are going to be filled with it.
Sailors trying to drown the crown. The Sea Kings trying to shipwreck the Sailors' vessel. Last year's game, 10-7 final. It was a Dane Voorhees field goal in the second quarter that ended up making the difference. Sailors had the ball, final minute, and Tommy Griffin scooped up a fumble forced by Mason Kubicek from a Sailors receiver. That was all she wrote. But that was the closest game in the Lofthouse era, the closest game in the rivalry in quite some time. And that has Sailor Nation feeling tonight like that was closing the gap, and tonight the gap could get closed.
Well, and Corona Del Mar feels like the exact opposite. They feel like there's no way we should have let the Sailors hang around the way we did. The Sailors think that they can finally get over the hump this year. Corona Del Mar is saying, no, we're going to kick you guys right back down and show you where you belong.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, all our viewers on TarTV, find a spot on the couch, buckle up your seatbelt, and get set because the Sailors' sophomore kicker John Richardson is all set to kick off. Sea Kings will receive to open up the 60th Battle of the Bay here at historic Davidson Field. Newport Harbor, the home team, in the navy jerseys, white numbers, and American flag helmets. Corona Del Mar with the light blue tops, white pants, white helmets, and the Triton on the side. End-over-end kickoff will be returned on the far side of the field by Cooper Hoke. And Cooper Hoke's got a seam at the 30. Stumbling down to the 40-yard line. Great start for Corona Del Mar.
Great start for the Sea Kings, getting out to the 40. We know this is an offense that is so dangerous, so you don't want to give them any extra room to work with. They've got Evan Sanders in the backfield, 3 capable receivers who I know you're going to talk about, a tight end. They're really loaded on the offensive side.
Max Lane, John Tipton, and Cooper Hoke, who we just saw there returning, as well as the big tight end, senior Scott Truninger, David Razor, junior signal caller, and very capable junior running back Evan Sanders. The Sea Kings have weapons galore, and they might be firing on all cylinders here tonight. They come in averaging 32 points a game on the season. That's dropped off to 23 points a game since entering the Sunset League, but they can score points in bunches, putting up as many as 56 this season in week number 2 against Paramount. First down and 10 for David Razor.
They've got some pep in their step right now, just the way they approach the line of scrimmage.
That's John Tipton at the bottom of your screen. And someone moved early. That pep in the stepped a little bit early. And CDM's going backwards. That's a good break for Newport Harbor.
And you see the Sailors in the defensive backfield. Johnny checks up, clapping his hands. Excited already, energy flowing. You don't usually see that on a first down penalty, the other team's defense getting excited.
Well, I saw number 3, Johnny Checks, just sprint to the sideline for the Sailors. Special Teams Player of the Week for Newport Harbor, but it should be Special Teams Player of the Year for his performance last week against Huntington Beach. 2 blocked punts and a touchdown in the first quarter.
And Harbor going with 4 defensive linemen. We haven't seen this too much.
It's a handoff to Sanders on first down. Puts him in the spin cycle and is finally brought down by Cam Danoon at the original line of scrimmage.
And 3 of those 4 defensive linemen made contact with Evan Sanders on that play. He's a tough running back to bring down, but good job pursuing to the football, all 11 players on Sailors defense.
Sanders, 5'7", 200 pounds. So that is a Mack truck coming at you with some speed out of the Corona Del Mar backfield.
You can't arm tackle a guy like that.
Second down and 15. Razor, pass. Looks to the right side of the field. Contact. No flag, incomplete. Billy Ridley comes up talking mess. Pass was intended for senior captain Max Lane.
Well, the defensive backs for the Sailors are going to be working all night tonight. If there's any game besides Los Al and I guess a lot of games in the Sunset League they're going to be working, but this is definitely one of them.
Big thanks to everybody joining us on TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom with you here from the Roger Carlson press box at historic Davidson Field. It's 3rd down and 14. Sea Kings moving backwards on this drive thanks to a false start penalty. Razor out of shotgun. Hit as he throws. It comes out wobbly. It's intercepted at the 50-yard line. Coming back the other way with it is Garrett Emerson. His second pick in as many games, his 3rd of the season. And the Sailors are fired up.
And listen to the roar of the crowd on the Sailors sideline. Everybody up, everybody jumping up and down. And this is how you win big football games. You get early takeaways, you give your offense a short field, and you take points any way you can get them. This is an excellent start for the Sailors.
1st down and 10 Sailors. This is as loud as we've heard Davidson all season, Howard. I got a quad shot Americano from Keen Coffee before this, and I don't need that to get my heart rate up.
Well, it is going crazy right now. Everybody in Davidson on this side, on our side of the field, is standing up.
A.J. Goutron-Moore ready for his first varsity Battle of the Bay snaps in at quarterback. And Peyton Irving, who's coming off an insane performance last week, stands with him in the backfield.
You got the 2 big receivers by themselves at the bottom of the screen.
It's a handoff to Irving. And he is shipwrecked at the line of scrimmage, driven backwards, nothing doing. We know, Howard, how much Coach O'Shea and the CDM offense and defense, how much they focus on controlling the line of scrimmage. That is going to be a point of emphasis for them tonight.
And it's a point of emphasis for both teams because, like you said, this D-line for the Sea Kings starts everything for them defensively. But also Harbor's going to have to get Peyton Irving going and establish the run game. Let's see who can budge first.
And just going back, it looked like it was Makai Sagayao who actually made contact with David Razor, forcing that interception. 2nd down and 11. Pass incomplete, intended for Duke Starnes over the middle. 3rd down and long upcoming for the Sailors.
I don't know if that was a little miscommunication between Goutron-Moore and Starnes, or if Duke Starnes just felt that linebacker in his face and knew he was about to take a big hit. Either way, not a good down for the Sailors. Got to find a way to get something here on 3rd and 10.
Both these offenses coming out a little jittery to start the game. As I look down on the Sailors sideline, some Battle of the Bay legends, James Kroll, Justin McCoy wearing their Lettermans. 3rd down and 10 for Newport Harbor. First drive of the game after the Garrett Emerson interception. It's a pass. Goutron-Moore wrapped up and sacked. Sandwiched. And nowhere to go.
Corona Del Mar, they didn't blitz anybody. They didn't send any extra defenders. That was just the defensive line beating their man one-on-one. And that's a great job by the Sea Kings of making a red zone trip by the Sailors nullified.
It looked like it was senior captain Charlie Mannon, number 24 for CDM, in on the sack. He is a handful. And Coach O'Shea says he's a better human being than he is a football player, and he's a pretty darn good football player. John Richardson on to attempt a 31-yard field goal. The hold is good, the snap is good, kick is up, and it splits the uprights. 3 points for the Sailors. John Richardson, the sophomore, puts Newport on the board, 3-0.
Future Battle of the Bay legend, John Richardson.
Sailors could have used John Richardson last year. They lost by 3. They missed a field goal at the end of the third quarter that would have tied it.
Well, the Sailors will take any points that they can get. You hate getting all the way down to the 10, 15-yard line and you don't leave with 7 points, but they cash in on 3 early points they didn't think they would have. That's an excellent job from the defense, giving your offense opportunities.
John Richardson, the sophomore, he hit a career-long 42-yarder last week against Huntington Beach that looked like it would have been good from 52. So the Sailors have found something working in special teams over the last couple weeks during their 2-game win streak.
And CDM, they're not going to be discouraged by one bad possession. Their defense probably has them fired up, getting those sacks and tackles for loss. So it's going to be a high-scoring game, I believe.
Last year was the lowest scoring game during CDM's 8-game win streak, 10-7. Corona Del Mar won. We are used to a lot of points being scored. And the kick going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Got some media here in the house tonight. Andrew Turner from the Daily Pilot, Chris Babona from Sunset Rewind. Karen Rodriguez is here in spirit.
I don't think David Razor, as a junior, and this offense with all their weapons, I don't think this team's getting held to 10 points. So I think the Sea Kings and the Sailors are both going to run it up. The Sailors are going to have to keep up.
Howard, let's rewind back to Garrett Emerson's interception. Makai Sagaya made contact with David Razor, the quarterback, and Emerson, coming back from that collarbone injury, he's been big in the Sailors' defensive backfield.
All the games he's played, he's been great. We haven't seen a ton of Sagaya on the defensive line yet. He's a beast on the offense, but obviously a versatile player.
First down and 10 from the 20. Sea Kings trail by 3. And it's a designed run for Evan Sanders. And Carson Diavola says, nice to meet you, and drives him backwards. That's not the guy you want tackling you.
No, it looks like Evan Sanders was a lead blocker on that play. David Razor kept it himself and put his head down. That's why he looked like a running back, the way he took the contact.
Picks up 4 officially. David Razor can use his legs. 5 rushing touchdowns on the season, and one of those was a 51-yarder.
Yep, they'll give him the ball. As you can see, no RPO option on that. It was David Razor all the way.
Second down and 6, 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Sailors leading by 3. Razor, pass, lofts this one up, jump ball, incomplete. Garrett Emerson in coverage, intended for John Tipton.
John Tipton ran a heck of a route. He had the defensive back turned around. If it was a better throw, it could have been a touchdown, but great recovery by Garrett Emerson.
John Tipton leads the Sea Kings, 8 touchdown grabs on the season. Dangerous senior, number 7, split out at the bottom of your screen. Stick around at halftime. We'll be joined at the end of halftime by Los Angeles Chargers general manager Tom Telesco for an interview. How about that?
Battle of the Bay, we got legends coming out. We've got big-time people all around this stadium.
Third down and 6. Jacob Carlone showing pressure on the edge. Sailors bring pressure. Razor hit as he throws. Jump ball. And it's intercepted. Andrew Chenier, the acrobat. Oh, my goodness.
You know what we always say, tip balls are pick balls. And that's the defensive line of the Sailors absolutely dominating this game right now.
Andrew Chenier, who sat out the first couple games of the season, rejoined the team after a tough start to the year, said, my brothers need me. And when that ball was in the air, he flew in from the other side of the field and said, give me that.
Well, you know what Coach Lofthouse and Coach Arredondo are going to say. We played 3 or 4 games this year without Chenier and without Emerson. This is what our defense really looks like.
2 drives, 2 picks for the Sailors defense. And great field position for senior quarterback A.J. Gutron Moore. Had 3 touchdown passes last week against Huntington Beach. Sailors' offense hasn't moved the ball yet. The defense has helped him out. It's a swing pass to Irving. Oh, Irving goes truck stick and picks up 7 yards.
Great read by the quarterback. He wanted to go to Cashin Hingham on the outside, but the defense changed the look on the snap. He stayed poised and found Peyton Irving, who delivered an absolute blow to somebody before being brought down after 7 yards.
231 all-purpose yards last week for Peyton Irving. 2 rushing TDs, 1 receiving. He has come alive, the junior running back this season. 2nd down and short. Gutron Moore going to roll out, throws on the run. Sliding in to scoop it off the turf is Josiah Lamarque, but the officials say incomplete. And I look over at Josiah's dad, Coach Lonzo. I think he disagrees with the officiating crew on that one.
Dylan Wood and Peyton Irving having a little moment, dapping each other up after the play. Peyton Irving did a great job picking up the block. But Dylan Wood is a force to be reckoned with on that D-line. He's going to make you feel it.
I think Dylan Wood has the coolest car of anybody playing in this game. He's got an old late 70s model red Ford pickup. I saw it in the Corona Del Mar parking lot when I was there on Tuesday.
You got to have swag to drive one of those.
Oh, he's got it. 3rd down and 3. Gutron Moore, pass, pressured on the edge. He's hit as he throws. Incomplete. Oh, Dylan Wood as well as Cowlin Post were running full steam ahead. Gutron Moore had to get that pass off.
What does Lofthouse do here? You're on the 32-yard line.
I rolled the dice.
3rd down and 4th down and 3. You got to roll the dice. And Corona Del Mar's D-line putting pressure on Gutron Moore, bottling up the run game. Both of these D-lines are doing a great job.
Sailors going to go for it. 4th down and 3, 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Ball on the 32-yard line. 3 receivers split out, top of the screen. Cashin Hingham all alone at the bottom. Out of the pistol, Gutron Moore. Pass, pressured, it's a screen, it's tipped, it's up in the air, and it's intercepted. Tipped balls or picked balls, as you said, Howard. And that one's coming the other way.
And Josiah's a good enough football player. He's going to shake that off. He's not going to dwell on it, but, man, he should have caught that ball. It was coming hard. We know Gutron Moore. He's got a big arm. He'll put it on you. That was a great play call by Coach Lofthouse. Just didn't get it executed. Tyler
Brown, the senior defensive back on the interception for CDM. What a start to this game. 4 minutes in, 3 interceptions.
Well, I talked about, I guess we're only a couple of minutes in. I talked about these offenses going crazy. It's been a defensive show.
1st down and 10, Sea Kings. David Razor, he's got 2 picks. He's also got a short-term memory. Hands it off to Sanders, who takes a lick.
I think that's Papa George.
Oh, yeah. Alexi Papa George packs a heavy punch, 5'7", 200, hitting a 5'7", 200 Evan Sanders.
And somehow he's been shedding his blocker, and he's been in the backfield on multiple plays already early in this game.
Love the energy throughout the season for junior nose tackle Alexi Papa George. Charlie Mannon checks into the game. He's the 2nd receiver from the bottom of your screen.
Mannon is huge at receiver.
Pass is caught short of the 1st down by Max Lane. Good open field tackle by Billy Ridley. 3rd down and short for the Sea Kings.
Man, a lot of these guys on CDM are big. I'm looking down like, who the heck is number 87 out there? Scott Treninger.
Oh, 6'6", 250?
Gosh, these guys got some size.
And we know the Sailors, the DBs for the Sailors are a little undersized, so that's a matchup perhaps that Kevin Heddig and Dan O'Shea want to take advantage of. 3rd and short. Razor, it's a keeper. He's tripped up, found a seam, and picks up the 1st down. Got just enough for the 1st.
Looked like that was Robbie Kroll that came in and got a piece of David Razor's shoelace.
Well, if Robbie Kroll didn't grab that shoelace, Razor had a seam, and he's got wheels.
He does. He looks like he was getting ready to turn them on. It was a big tackle.
And it looks like we have reached capacity at Davidson Field. First down and 10, pass near side, caught by Manning at the 40. That's a big kid running down the sideline. Charlie Manning driven out of bounds by Trace Werner. Oh, man, Charlie Manning, he can move.
CDM just outflanked Harbor. John Tipton on the outside gave Manning a great block. It's good execution by the Sea Kings. Keeping it simple, we're starting to see this offense roll a little bit. David Razor, when he's not under pressure, he's going to find his guys.
First down and 10 for the first time today. Corona Del Mar is in Sailor territory halfway through the first quarter. Razor, time to throw. Now he's got to use his legs. He can run. He wants to stay back and throw. He does.
That's a pick.
Oh, wow. So it's actually complete to Max Lane.
Wow.
I thought, is that Lamarque in there on coverage?
I think that was Billy Ridley.
Okay, you're right. Billy Ridley and senior Max Lane tangled up. Lane rips it away from Ridley at the last minute. First down, Sea Kings.
Razor was under pressure, rolled out, stuck with the play, and threw a real tight ball to Max Lane. I thought Billy Ridley picked it off. But that was a great catch by the receiver.
6 minutes to play in the first. Newport leads 3-0 on a John Richardson field goal, but Corona Del Mar on the move. They've picked up 3 first downs on this drive, and they're knocking on the door of the red zone. Razor. Oh, Charlie Manning all alone in the end zone. Touchdown, Sea Kings.
I didn't see how the play developed.
Howard, I think that's one we're going to want to come back to in our Sunset Rewind breakdown. CDM had 3 receivers stacked on the left side, and somehow out of that, Manning was all alone in the end zone.
Well, we've seen some tricky coverages on defense by the Sea Kings. We've seen some interesting play calls already, and that's an alignment that the Sailors might not have seen on film. The defensive back doesn't know if he takes the first guy or the second guy, and 1 second of hesitation, you let a guy run by you for an open touchdown.
Number 24, Charlie Manning, in for a 24-yard touchdown catch. And flags on the field.
And Manning was fired up.
Charlie Manning, he wants a clean slate in his Battle of the Bay career. All these guys do.
Looks like the Sea Kings are down on their sideline. They've got a big group from the 20 to the goal line. I don't know if that's alumni, if that's the band. Just a lot of people in this stadium right now.
If you're a cat burglar in the Newport Mesa area, this is a good night to go find some things to steal because everybody in the city's here. Too many men on the field penalty against the Sailors. That'll be half the distance to the goal.
It'll be interesting to see how the Sailors respond. You know, it's easy to be fired up. It's easy to play when you've got 2 interceptions. You're not losing. But this is a team that's faced some adversity this season, lost some tough games. Let's see how they respond.
Extra point up and good. And CDM takes their first lead of the game, 7-3. David Razor connecting with Charlie Manning for a 24-yard touchdown. Pitch and catch. And it is loud in here. The Newport Harbor cheerleaders, I think that thing goes up to 11. They cranked that speaker up.
Well, the student section is packed from the very bottom to the very top. Everybody standing up, nobody sitting on their hands. It's a great environment for football. This is a great look at Friday Night Lights in California.
Coach O'Shea calls it the best rivalry in the state. He doesn't say the best rivalry in the county, the region, SoCal. Coach O'Shea from CDM calls it the best rivalry in the state. And so far, 6.5 minutes into this game, and that's what we got.
Definitely a good start. Excellent beginning of the first quarter. CDM just settled in on offense. They finally found their footing, look like themselves. Let's see if the Sailors can do the same and go on a long drive.
Colin Penne, an onside kick. It goes 10 yards. It's recovered by Corona Del Mar.
What a bounce.
Oh, my goodness.
What a bounce.
Textbook.
You can't draw that up any better.
Mason Kubicek recovers it. Colin Penne.
Somebody from the Sailors tried to meet the ball on the ground and catch it, but when they went down, the ball went right over their body and into the hands of Mason Kubicek. And just like the Sailors getting an early takeaway, if you're the Sea Kings, this is what you want to do. You need a special teams turnover, some defensive points. Bam, you just stole a possession in the first quarter.
And the Sailors sideline, the home side here at Davidson Field, has gone dead quiet.
And I was worried about the Sailors' response.
We didn't even get a chance to see it.
So now let's see how the defense responds. We need them to keep that same energy that they've had, and we see this defensive bunch that they just scored on.
First down and 10, 5:43 to play. Razor going deep again, throws it for Truninger, and Billy Ridley takes it away. A flag comes in.
It's a bad call.
Are you kidding me?
It's a bad call.
Oh, my goodness. A flag comes in, and it looks like the official is going to get the Boo Birds here.
I don't think that's a good call.
I mean, I'll tell you what that call is. Scott Truninger, the tight end for Corona Del Mar, 6'6", 250 pounds, and he's guarded by the 5'8", 150-pound Billy Ridley. But somehow Billy Ridley interfered with him trying to catch the ball.
Well, I wish I could see the replay because there was contact clearly.
Yes.
I was assuming it was some mutual contact. Truninger was going for the ball, Ridley was going for the ball, and Ridley got the better position.
Well, I better not show my displeasure too much. I know we got a lot of Sea Kings tuned in, and we have former NFL official Laird Hayes sitting right in front of us here at the press box. So, first down and 10 Sea Kings. It's a handoff to Sanders, and he's grabbed by the shirt and drugged down to the turf.
Papa George, he hasn't taken his foot off the gas.
And the tar pit here at Davidson unleashed a smoke bomb.
They unleashed like 20 or 30 smoke bombs.
It's hard to see the field, but we're trying our best. 5 minutes left in the first quarter, and we've had a lot in this game. 3 interceptions, an onside kick, a field goal, a touchdown. And now Corona Del Mar has it second down and 10 in Sailors territory.
All that's happened, and the Sailors still feel like they haven't even gotten a chance to get their offense going.
Razor, pass. Pressured around the corner. Now he's going to tuck in and run. He lowers his shoulder across the 25-yard line. He'll be 3 or 2 yards short of the first down marker. It's funny, at the college level, Howard, at the pro level, we're used to seeing quarterbacks slide. David Razor's like, let's go, bring it on.
I don't know if I've seen a quarterback do what he's doing at any level. I mean, maybe Cam Newton in junior college or something. He is looking for contact, lowering his head like he's a tailback.
Third down and 2 for Corona Del Mar. Charlie Mannon still in the game at receiver, number 24. Second from the bottom of the screen, senior John Tipton. Is guarded by Garrett Emerson there.
And these receivers keep running like double moves in their routes.
Oh, it's a designed keeper. Razor is razor sharp into the end zone. Touchdown, Sea Kings. David Razor goes right up the gut, 23 yards to pay dirt. And now Corona Del Mar very, very much in control of this game.
14 points. It feels like the Sea Kings just scored in what? 2 touchdowns in the span of 5 or 6 plays. Without the Sailors being able to touch the ball. We got the Corona Del Mar sideline, or not even sideline, their stands jumping up and down. Sailors got to find a way to stay in it, keep their head, keep their energy up. That's a little fluke onside kick if you're the Sailors. Nothing to worry about.
Extra point by Colin Penne, up and good. Corona Del Mar, 14 unanswered. Sailors, 2 interceptions on CDM's first 2 drives, able to come away with only 3 points. And now Corona Del Mar, they strike back hard. And we knew they could do this, Howard. 2 weeks ago against Huntington Beach right here at Davidson Field, it was 0-0 at the end of 1. HB made a couple mistakes in the second quarter, and CDM led 28-0 into halftime. So this is what they do to teams. Sailors, they need to answer right here.
Well, the CDM offense, I could go on about it forever. I can't wait to see some more of it because, like I said, they've got their corners or their receivers running corner post corner, stop and goes, these long developing routes that end up being home run hits. So they're a fun offense to watch, but How fun would it be for the Sailors right now to get comfortable, to get 4 or 5 yards on first down with Peyton Irving, and then anything's open to you in your playbook. But if you're the Sailors, you can't get behind the sticks early. You got to have first down success to keep your confidence up.
Newport Harbor very wary of the onside kick. Colin Penne executed it perfectly last time. This time he boots it away. Josiah Lamarque catches it on one hop at the 5-yard line. Here comes Boogie, dancing at the 10, trying to get around the edge. Nothing doing. And Sailors will have a long field to work with. They've really been unable to muster any kind of offense in this game. They've had good field position, only 3 points to show for it.
2 good opportunities by the Sailors, but since they came off of takeaways, in your mind as an offense, you feel like, okay, we were playing with house money. Now here's the drive where our defense is relying on us, and we got to put something together. That's why it feels so great to get this ground attack going.
And the Sailors' offensive line is big. Nate Peters, 6'4", 250. At one tackle position, 6'3", 240. Grayson Simon at the other. First down and 10, 3:51 to play in the first. They hand it off to Irving. He finds a hole and earns those 3 or 4 yards. Working hard for him. Second down and 7 upcoming for Newport Harbor.
And the Sailors ran right behind Grayson Simon. That first down success is very important to this offense.
Huge. In the loss against Capo Valley, the Sailors were behind the sticks on 44% of their offensive snaps. That's why they lost that football game.
You just can't get comfortable because if you're already behind the sticks, you know third down's always going to be 3rd and long.
Second down and 6 after the 4-yard run by junior tailback Peyton Irving. Quick pass out to Cashin Henjum. Trying to break a tackle. Slippery, but not enough. He's short of the first down, picks up 2 or 3. It'll be 3rd down and short for the Sailors.
But that's why that first down success is so important, because then you go to your cash money, no pun intended, you actually go to Cash Henjum, but the play that you know is always going to work, a quick 5-yard stop. Now you got, what is that? It says 3rd and 6. I think it's 3rd and a long 2. 3rd and 3.
Yeah, 3rd 2.5.
And now the question is, do you go back to that screen play with Josiah Lamarque? Do you hand it to Peyton Irving? I guess you can do anything here.
3rd down and 3, 2:30 to play in the first. Sailors need points.
Pressure coming.
Gutron Moore rolling out, stops, pump fake, throws it for Henjum, one-on-one coverage, cash money, first down Sailors.
What a play by Gutron Moore. Wow, that was a gutsy throw. He's rolling to his left. I wish we could see the blocks again. The offensive line held up, rolling to his left, has to flip his hips back right, and there's only one route on the play. It's Cash. If Cash falls down or Cash isn't open, you got to punt the ball away. That's a huge play call and great execution by the quarterback. Great catch by Cash, of course, as well.
2 catches so far for Cash Money, the junior, the leading Sunset League receiver of the year on this drive. 1st and 10 Sailors. Hand off to Irving, and he meets a light blue wall of Sea Kings, but not before he picks up 2 or 3 yards.
Okay, we'll take the 2 or 3.
That run game, Howard, like you said, that positive yardage on first down, controlling the line of scrimmage, so big for the Sailors' success this season.
Absolutely. It allows you to be multidimensional and versatile on 2nd and 3rd down. It doesn't pin you into a box where you know you need a screen because you got 15 yards to go, or you know you need a fade. So good start on this drive for the Sailors.
1 minute, 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. It feels like we've already played a whole game with the excitement and the action. Gutron Moore stands in the pistol. Another handoff to Irving, and he's tackled by himself. He tripped. Some shoving after the play. No flags.
I think Irving just lost his footing.
Tough break there for Newport. Yeah, it looked like Irving just slipped.
And that happens. It's never going to be timely. But still, 3rd down and not too long, manageable. 3rd and 7 for the Sailors.
3rd down and 7, 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Cash Henjum and Duke Starnes, 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Zamora and Lamarque at the top. Gutron Moore, pass. No, he's going to tuck it and run. Can he get to the first down? A flag comes out. He picks up the first, but that yellow laundry is right in the area of a holding penalty.
Well, CDM ran a stunt on the defensive line. The end and the tackle, they crossed, trying to trick the offensive line of the Sailors. And when that happens, sometimes you lose a guy.
It's a face mask against the defense.
Great. Huge break.
Wow.
Great play by A.J. Gutron Moore. We can't overlook that. Almost tackled in the backfield. He tucked it away. And because of that stunt, because of that twist by the defensive lineman, there was a natural void. Gutron Moore took the opportunity to run it, lowered his head like we've been talking about David Razor doing, and was going to get the first down for his team no matter what.
So a first down on the legs of senior quarterback A.J. Gutron Moore, making his first Battle of the Bay varsity start. And then an even better spot for the Sailors with the penalty yardage from the face mask. First down and 10, and the clock strikes 0. That does it for the first quarter here from Davidson Field. What a start in our 60th Battle of the Bay. Go grab some chips, grab a glass of water, because we got 3 quarters of action-packed football left. 14-3. Corona Del Mar leads. You are watching the Battle of the Bay on TarTV. Welcome back into TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom with you here at Davidson Field. The first play of the second quarter. First down and 10 Sailors. Handoff to Irving. He bounces off a would-be tackler and gets just past the original line of scrimmage. Nathan Bloom, one of the captains for tonight's game, in on the stop for CDM.
Sailors got to find a way to eliminate those run-throughs on the offensive line. I mean, I know that's obvious, but when your running back's getting touched 2 yards deep in the backfield, shedding his first defender behind the line of scrimmage, it makes it tough to get anything on first down.
Second down and 9. Sailors, 2 takeaways early in this game, only 3 points to show for it. CDM can score quickly. They have. Lamarque comes in motion. Pass over the middle, caught by Zamora. He plucks it from the sky, and that's enough for a Sailors first down.
That is a great read by A.J. Gutron Moore again. Zach Zamora looking like a big tight end out there in the slot. On the snap, CDM is going from a 2-high defense to a single high. They got their linebackers in zone. Zamora just hooked up right in a vacant space. Gutron Moore knew exactly where he was going to be. That's perfect offensive football and great throw and catch.
I was at Sailors practice this week. I bumped into Zach Zamora, and he talked to me about doing his job. You know, we only had 1 catch last week. He's got 1 touchdown on the season, but he talked about being that sort of tight end / wide receiver, blocking, doing his job, and he did it right there. First down Sailors in the red zone. Gutron Moore, pass, pressure, over the middle, incomplete. It was just behind Cashton Hensham, incomplete.
Oh, Gutron Moore is going to want that one back. CDM brought the house. I think they sent 7 guys, which means they only left 4 in coverage. It was man-to-man. Cash beat his guy, but the ball was just too far behind him. Great play call by Coach Lofthouse in the offense.
14-10 your score, 10:26 to play in the second quarter. Battle of the Bay has been a good one so far. Thanks to everybody tuned in on TarTV from around the globe. Guttron Moore, pass, it's a screen for Lamarque. Can he get behind the blockers? No. Slips at the 15-yard line. So no gain on the play. And that's 3rd down and 10.
That's a play I wanted to see again. It's the one that the Sailors ran earlier on 4th and 3 and had an interception. It was open the first time. This time CDM was ready for it. And it looks like we're getting some kind of a timeout or a penalty.
Sideline warning against the Sailors.
I think it was against the Sea Kings.
Oh, okay. It was against the Sea Kings. Their sideline is packed, like you pointed out earlier. There's a lot of folks over there.
Yeah, the Sea Kings, they are loaded on that side from the 20 and in. That thing is full. And Sea Kings got a good little student section right there in front of us, too.
Oh, they brought it from the other side of the bay, coming over the PCH bridge here to their home stadium as well. These two teams share this stadium. It's a home game for Newport tonight. Big 3rd down here for the Sailors. 3rd and 11. Guttron Moore rolls out. Caught by Zamora, diving for the 1st down. Great tackle by Corona Del Mar's defense to keep Zamora from getting that first. And now Howard again. It's decision time for Coach Lofthouse and the Sailors offense.
It is decision time. I think it's a little too far. 4th and 5. 4th and a long 4. That's too much.
Do the Sailors have, as I see John Richardson jogging out for the field goal, do the Sailors have a fake field goal in their playbook? I've never seen them run it.
You know, I don't know how Noe Avalos, how his arm is or his ability to run the football, so I wouldn't run the fake here if I'm Coach Lofthouse. Make it a 1-score game, 14-6, and go play some hard defense.
It's a 25-yard field goal for the sophomore kicker, John Richardson. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Richardson, he's hit 3 straight field goals, and he's become Mr. Reliable for this Sailors offense.
I'm telling you, future Battle of the Bay legend right there, John Richardson.
Well, he's got all the Sailors' points so far tonight. And Newport, they would have liked to get 6 there. They'll take 3. Like you said, 1-possession game, and now it's on the defense to get another stop. They picked off David Razor twice in the first quarter. They got to get a stop here.
Well, the best way to stop David Razor is to get to him early and often, because when he stands back there, his receivers are too good one-on-one. They're too big. His arm is too good. He's going to pick you apart. The Sailors got to get back to what they were doing early in the first quarter, and that's putting all kinds of pressure on the quarterback.
And a reminder, all touchdowns tonight in the Battle of the Bay are brought to you by our touchdown sponsor, Original Pizza, located at the Newport Beach Golf Course on Irvine Avenue. Great pizza, great wings. I was there last Friday. I was there last Saturday. It was rocking. John Richardson field kickoff will bounce out of bounds and will give Corona Del Mar pretty good field position at the 35-yard line to open up this drive. But I finally, last weekend, after the win, homecoming against Huntington Beach, and then after the Honk concert here on campus, I finally went down Irvine Avenue. I checked out Original Pizza, and it's awesome, man. They have TVs everywhere. It's owned by Newport football alumni, and the pizza's really good.
I was going to say, it's one of the best environments around, but the pizza's even better than the environment.
Come for the environment, stay for the pizza.
It's a big defensive possession for the Sailors. Big offensive possession for Corona Del Mar. They'd love to really take a hold of this game by putting together 3 touchdowns in a row.
Stick around at halftime. We'll have an interview with Los Angeles Chargers general manager Tom Telesco. 1st and 10 Sea Kings. Razor. Oh, Camden Noon's got him around the throat. The ball comes out. The football's on the ground. Evan Sanders scoops it up, and the Sailors drive him into the turf at the 15-yard line. Camden Noon.
Camden Noon was in there so early, and David Razor was looking so calm. The only thing I could think it was a screenplay. And then I realized Razor doesn't see him coming. Cam Danoon with a great get off. Anticipated the snap, beat his man, and almost sparked a takeaway for his offense.
Cam Danoon, I've been so impressed with the sophomore this season. He had a scoop and score touchdown against Fountain Valley. He was playing on the freshman team last year, and he's really come to life on this Sailors defensive line. 2nd down and 28 for the Sea Kings. Razor pressured by Papa George. He's got to throw it away. He threads the needle. Max Lane is there. I'll tell you what, good pressure by the Sailors defensive line, but David Razor, he is calm, cool, and collected back there no matter if he's running for his life or he has all day to throw. He's got the same demeanor.
He really does. But look at what pressure does for you. Absolutely disrupts everything that the offense wants to do.
Well, it's 3rd down and a mile. Sea Kings backed up almost all the way to Irvine Avenue.
The problem with the Sea Kings is they have plays in their playbook that can get it all back in one strike.
They've got every play in their playbook. Razor rolling out, looking to pass. He throws it, it's picked off. Billy Ridley plucks it from the sky. That's 3 picks for Razor.
Billy Ridley taking a second to look at the CDM sideline to say, yeah, I'm here. I'm doing this. And the Sailors amped up. That's how you respond right there. That's how you respond as a defense. Give your offense a short field. Help them out.
Howard, let's rewind to March of last year, the COVID season. Billy Ridley getting his first varsity starts for the Newport defense, and he was getting picked on. He grew up before our eyes, and this season, now in this moment, right here, right now, with that takeaway in the Battle of the Bay, he has come leaps and bounds from where he was in the COVID year.
He's got 2 interceptions today, even though they called one of them back.
1st down and 10. Pass to Irving out of the backfield, looking for blocks. And a flag comes in late. They're going to get Lamarque, I think, for a hold on that block.
Oh, gosh, that hurts.
They're going to – Josiah had a fistful of jersey, and the officials saw it.
It's good execution by the Sailors, except for that hold. I was just getting ready to give Zach Zamora props. He got 2 guys. He blocked at the point of attack on the line of scrimmage, then went up and got a second-level defender. But it was all for naught. Sailors going back 10 yards.
It's going to drive the Sailors back to the 39.
We've got kids up here around the press box. People running around, throwing beach balls.
I'll tell you what, there's no lack of shenanigans in the stands here tonight.
That is for certain.
And not just from the kids. We got a sign right here in front of us that you can't see on the broadcast. It says CDM Moms Welcome across the front of the press box. 1st down and a mile. Pass caught near side. Lamarque, electric in space. Cutting it across the field, still on his feet. Oh, Josiah Lamarque, so dynamic. He thought he got the 1st down. He was a little bit short, but he's feeling good about getting that penalty yardage back. He just had a bad block, and he comes right back. And I see his dad, Coach Lonzo, with the giant Boogie Down production sign.
He got close to the 1st down. They called it 2nd and 19. Now it's it was 1st and 19. Now it's 2nd and 2.
7 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter. Sailors knocking on the door of the red zone. Gutraw Moore fakes the handoff. Swing pass out of the backfield. Zamora in space, crosses the 20. 1st down, Sailors. Zach Zamora, he's been reliable for Newport Harbor tonight.
We've been looking for Zach Zamora to come alive, man. He's got a big body. He can play over the middle, reliable hands. He's a blocker. Like you said, he talked about, he just does his job. I'm glad to see him getting in the mix a little bit more tonight.
And he's a kid that was a 2-sport athlete. He was a soccer player who took to football. And now he's playing pretty much tight end for Newport Harbor.
Who's the other soccer player? Is it Jerzik?
Jerzik.
Man, we got some big soccer players at Harbor.
1st and 10 Sailors. Lamarque in motion. Pass goes to Lamarque. A lot of green grass in front of him. Dancing in space to the 15-yard line.
And that's something else we've been calling for. Get the ball to Lamarque with green grass in front of him. Let him create. That's a perfect play call on first down for the Sailors. Now you got 2nd and 5. You can take a shot at the end zone. You can hand the ball to Peyton Irving. You got everything in the playbook.
2nd down and 5, 6:30 to play in the second quarter. Great environment here at Davidson. Nothing like the Battle of the Bay. It's Lamarque, Starnes, and Zamora at the bottom of your screen, the receivers for the Sailors. Throwing on the run, Guttron Moore trying to push it to Lamarque. It falls incomplete.
It's funny, the Sailors, they keep rolling Guttron Moore out to his left. They love trying to stretch the field out. That's a new wrinkle that we've seen over the last couple of weeks.
It's a big 3rd down right here.
Huge 3rd down. You don't want to kick another field goal.
When we talk about John Richardson, the kicker, being a future Battle of the Bay hero, we don't want it to be because he kicks 5 field goals in this game. Although that would be great. A 15-14 final, the Sailors would take it, but they need to find the end zone here.
Well, if John Richardson ends up being a Battle of the Bay hero, it's also going to go to his D-line.
3rd down and 5. Guttron Moore in the pistol. Oh, pressure coming. Guttron Moore evades it. Throws on the run for the end zone.
That's a penalty.
Duke Starnes hits the turf. No flag.
That's insane. That's crazy. Come on now. I mean, the ball's in the air and you grab the man's hip and throw him off his route. I don't know how that's not a penalty.
Duke Starnes hit the ground, and the boos are getting a little louder here.
Well, that D-line or that – oh, wait. Is it a false start? Oh, no, I'm sorry. There's a linebacker for the Sea Kings that deserves credit. I didn't see who it was, but somebody got in there, timed the snap perfectly, and almost got to Guttron Moore. And it looks like the Sailors are going for it. I don't know what you call on 4th and 5.
This is a big 4th down. 6 minutes and 10 seconds until halftime. Coach Lofthouse rolling the dice.
It's going to be a slant to Duke Starnes.
Guttron Moore out of the pistol, takes a snap. Time to throw. Over the middle, Duke Starnes. Oh, they're going to say it was incomplete.
Oh, come on.
Howard, you called it.
Come on.
Oh, Duke Starnes can't believe it. Nobody can.
And I haven't seen Duke Starnes react to anything all season.
Oh, Duke Starnes is cool as a cucumber.
Oh, come on.
Oh, and he's screaming at the officials, rightfully so. I'd like a word with them myself.
Oh, my gosh. There's no flags. I mean, no red flags. No challenges. That's tough right there by 2 plays in a row. I feel like Duke Starnes got hosed.
And now we got some choice words from the home crowd here. Yeah, you know what? We could go down to the officials. We could rewind it on TarTV. 1st and 10, Sea Kings working quickly. Screen. And Connor Chenier, the Sailors' leading tackler, tallies another one. Oh, he's been everywhere for Newport this season.
Well, that turnover on downs is not going to dash the Sailors' confidence. But the problem is it's 5 minutes left in the half, and the Sailors might not get the ball back with an opportunity to score this half. So that was a critical possession that they just got taken from them.
We got viewers all over the country, but locally, shout out to Stan Frazier, former drummer of Sugar Ray, now with the Side Deal. He just texted me to inform me that they will be performing the anthem next year. 2nd and 13, Razor. Time to throw. Test the rocket launcher deep. One-on-one coverage incomplete.
I was about to say, if they throw a flag on that,
I would have taken my headset off, ran down on the field, and lost my job.
John Tipton running in space is something that the Sea Kings dial up a lot. And David Razor loves to show off his arm. That was an excellent recovery by, was that Emerson or Chenier? One of them did a great job of getting back into the play and disrupting Tipton.
3rd down and 13. Sailors defense has played inspired, but CDM can strike quickly from anywhere. Like you talked about, Howard, their playbook is an encyclopedia of offensive, defensive trick plays. They've got everything.
And it seems like nobody in the league goes deep better than the Sea Kings.
Third and long, Razor pressured. Grayson Simon had a fistful of jersey. Razor escapes it. He's trying to throw deep. Lofts it up for Mannon. 3 flies up. It's intercepted by Chenier. Andrew Chenier. His second pick of the game. Give me 2.
And to the CDM fans, I apologize for complaining. We see a flag on the field. It looks like excessive celebration. That's what we assume that has to be, right? Excessive celebration.
I assume so.
But I haven't seen, there was no celebration on this play that's been different than anything we've seen all night. That feels a little ticky-tack. But I was just going to say, there was contact on that play. So, yes, Duke Starnes got hit earlier, but the refs are calling it consistent.
It isn't unsportsmanlike against the Sailors.
I don't love that.
But how about Andrew Chenier? In his last battle of the Bay, the senior, his twin brother Connor leads the team in tackles, and Andrew's got 2 picks in this game.
Andrew probably leads the team in interceptions. I know he had at least one more this season. I'm just thankful that that penalty is a dead ball penalty, doesn't set you back on 1st and 25 or anything like that.
No, it'll still be 1st and 10. Sailors driven back to the 39-yard line.
David Razor, he should have been sacked on that play. And then he told, I think it was Max Lane, he told him, go deep, I'm going to just throw it up. Really playing some true backyard football. I think that's, what is that?
That's 4, right? That's 4
interceptions.
picks for Razor in this game in the first half. And Howard, I know this Sailors defense gave up 94 points over a 2-game span to Jay Serra and Edison, but they've actually been a real strong point for this team all season long.
This defense has been everything. That's why I said if John Richardson somehow was the MVP, it's because of that D-line has been disrupting everything and not allowing CDM to put up points. And just as we saw on that last play, Grayson Simon had his hands around David Razor on the 1-yard line, almost sacked him. Razor escaped and threw a pick anyway.
I'm so impressed with David Razor. I know he's thrown 4 picks.
But he still looks excellent. Somehow you can throw 4 first-half picks and still look like a capable quarterback.
Handoff to Irving. Oh, CDM reads that like a children's book. They blow that thing up. First man there for the Sea Kings is Brady Sarkeesian.
And the Sailors got to start going on 2 because that's 2 plays in a row that have been blown up because of a redundant cadence by the quarterback. So you just got to switch it up now. Don't let the Sea Kings anticipate the snap count.
Shout out to PA announcer Greg Kennedy and Miss Kirby. She's multitasking tonight. She's his spotter, and she's also, I think she's disciplining some students.
Well, she's had to because I was going to tell you multiple times, you're talking about the shenanigans. These kids are letting the balloons off, just having fun doing everything but watching football.
2nd down and 14. Sea Kings blew up the last play. This time it's a pass. Guttron Moore tipped, incomplete. Flag comes down right at the line of scrimmage. Guttron Moore was trying to throw the swing pass to Peyton Irving. That's been a real reliable play for the Sailors this season. And all of a sudden, Howard, this CDM D-line, they've stepped it up a notch. And we knew that they, from left to right, Dylan Wood, Jaden Rosenhain, and Charlie Mann, and we knew they were a problem. They've really been a problem for the Sailors in this quarter.
Well, Ryan Nelson, number 45, the right defensive end for the Sea Kings. I guess he looks like he's playing a nose guard position. Absolutely a force, as is, who we got, number 24. Is that Charlie Mann? I thought it was. Those 2 guys just blowing up stuff on the left side of the Sailors' offensive line, right side of the D-line.
Not sure what the flag was for, but it doesn't matter. No penalty yardage assessed. It's 3rd down and 14. 4 minutes and 2 seconds to play in the second quarter, and a big 3rd down for A.J. Guttron Moore and the Sailors offense. I sound like a broken record. They've had a lot of big 3rd downs in this game. Lamarque comes in motion. Guttron Moore swing pass. That was actually Henjum. He makes the catch and is driven out of bounds at the 40-yard line by Oliver Ayala.
And you got to punt the ball away here, unfortunately.
Well, this is actually the first punt of the day for Noe Avalos and the Sailors offense. And Avalos, he's got a great leg. He's had some amazing punts this season, just a sophomore.
Well, we've seen a couple of field goals now, a turnover on downs, now a punt. Has it been 3 takeaways? Yes, Billy Ridley got 1, Emerson got 1.
4.
4, and Chenier got 2. So 4 takeaways, only 3 points off of those 4 takeaways for the Sailors, maybe 6 now.
Either way, Sailors would like more points off the takeaways. Punt by Avalos, bounces at the 35, takes a slight Sailors roll, and then it's going to be down at the 33-yard line.
And the Sailors got the Sea Kings got the ball to start the game.
It'll be Newport Harbor's ball to start the second half. And this is actually a dangerous place to be.
It's a huge juncture of the game right here
for the Newport Harbor defense. CDM, yes, they've been stopped. Yes, David Razor has thrown 4 interceptions. Sailors' deep line has looked electric, but we know what CDM's offense can do. We know Dan O'Shea and Kevin Heddig have tricks up their sleeve. If the Sailors give up a touchdown here, oh, that's very dangerous. That's very bad for the second half for Sailor Nation. First down and 10. Quick pass out near side. Flag comes out. It's a false start against the Sea Kings.
Well, David Razor has thrown 4 interceptions today. I guarantee you he's not going to throw 8. He's not going to throw 8. So at some point, the takeaways are going to stop, or the giveaways by CDM are going to stop. So the Sailors got to keep that pressure on and then take advantage when they actually get the ball back.
As I mentioned earlier, Original Pizza is our touchdown sponsor, but shout out to our other amazing 12th TAR sponsors, CT Realty, Golden Com, Arbor Real Estate, Balboa Boatyard, Newport Lexus, Newport Advisory, Slater Builders, and Sunset Rewind. First and 15 after the penalty. Razor, pass, far side of the field, incomplete, intended for Max Lane, and it just got away from Razor. Second down and 15 upcoming.
Well, those are 2 big plays in a row by the Sailors. I'm counting the false start and the blown throw by Razor. So just 2 mental errors put the Sea Kings in a tough spot. Second and 15. Because this is a chance for their offense to go and really take hold of the game right here. A big opportunity for both sides.
3 minutes, 39 seconds to play till halftime. Razor out of shotgun. He's got Sanders in the backfield. Flips it out to him. And Evan Sanders shoved out of bounds by Andrew Chenier after he picks up 10 yards. It will be 3rd and 4 for Corona Del Mar with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to play until the half. 3rd and 6 officially after the spot. So I guess Sanders stepped out a little earlier than I realized. Receivers in for Corona Del Mar. Max Lane at the top of your screen. That's Charlie Mannon next to him. Big Charlie Mannon. He's got one of the 2 touchdowns in this game for CDM. The other one coming on the legs of David Razor. 3rd and 6. Razor, pass. Sanders out of the backfield. Diavola can't get to him. The other Sailors do. Sanders is shipwrecked short of the line to gain. 4th down upcoming. If you're Dan O'Shea, do you roll the dice?
Absolutely not. You got to punt the ball away here.
Well, Razor is the punter, so you might go a quick kick type situation.
Because you can't give the ball to your opponent on the 40-yard line. Kick it away. Their offense hasn't impressed you yet tonight, so make them return the ball on you. But I don't see the Sailors putting a return man back there, so Sea King's about to go for it.
Sailor Nation on their feet. 4th down and 4. Final 3 minutes of the opening half. Razor, pass, pump fakes, pressured, running for dear life. And he's sacked by Diavola. Woo. The straw that serves the drink for Sailor Nation.
And you see the way Diavola shot straight downhill, went right for the ball carrier's hips, ran through him. That was a perfect tackle. I was about to talk up Diavola on the last play. Even though he didn't make a tackle, he kept it contained. He was one-on-one with Evan Sanders on 3rd down. Then he was one-on-one with David Razor on 4th down. 2 guys that are impossible to tackle. I'm glad it was Diavola in that situation.
Well, shout out to Hawaii, New York, Chicago, Florida, Nevada, Portland, Arizona. There's Carson Diavola fans in every one of those places I just named tuned into the TarTV broadcast, and you won't see a bigger play on a bigger stage by a better player than that tackle right there from Carson Diavola. First down and 10 Sailors. Gutron Moore rolling out to the far side of the field, trying to throw on the run, and that one sails on him.
Huge opportunity here for the Sailors. Man, that was an excellent takeaway. Think about it. If the Sailors score here, I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, but I'm about to.
Don't do it.
Sailors find a way to get 6 points here. It's 7 points here. It's 13-14. You get the ball back in the third quarter. Opportunity to take the lead. So that was a huge stop by the defense. The D's been the MVP tonight for the Sailors.
Oh, it's been huge.
And we're counting that as another takeaway. A fourth down stop. That's a turnover on down. That's 5 turnovers for the Sea Kings tonight.
Second down and 10. And the two student sections going at it with the cell phone lights. I don't know if anyone can see that on TV, but good student sections on display. Handoff. Peyton Irving sheds the first tackle, and then he's wrapped up around the waist by Nathan Bloom. And Nathan Bloom, once he gets you around the hips, you will not escape that. 6'1", 220, linebacker for CDM.
Nathan Bloom having a big year. Had a big sack last week in the third quarter for the Sea Kings. A lot of guys all over this defense.
Gosh, Sailors' offense, they've had moments, but they've not been able to get into the rhythm that's led them to success in their last 2 games.
We've seen Josiah Lamarque screen pass. It's either double slants to the guys on top or a fade.
Third down and 10. Final 2 minutes of the opening half. Flags.
False start on the right guard.
Yeah, that's going to be.
It was a late call, but it was certainly a false start.
So, Sailors walking the wrong way. Third and 10 turns into third and 15 with 1:44 to play in the first half. Newport will get the ball to start the second.
Third and 10. Why does it look like that's third and 15?
It's third and 15.
Third and 15.
It's third and 15. CDM's defense, they have made life difficult for the Sailors, keeping them out of the end zone. 5 Sailors takeaways so far, just 6 points to show, and CDM stops the clock with 94 seconds to play.
Think about how aggressive that move is. Because I was thinking to myself, does Coach Lofthouse run the clock a little bit more? Because when there was 2 minutes left, you're about to give the ball back to the Sea Kings. That's more than enough time for them to hit one of those stop-and-go routes.
And when you want to talk about the chess match of this game, now it forces Coach Lofthouse to consider, do I just run the football here instead of an incomplete pass? Coach O'Shea going to force the Sailors' hand a little bit.
Coach Lofthouse believes too much in his offense. He believes he can dial up something against this Corona Del Mar defense. We already saw one play tonight we've never seen, which was A.J. Gutron Moore rolling one way and hitting Caston Hingham on a backside dig or a backside post route. So Coach Lofthouse might have a play that he hasn't put on film yet for 3rd and 15 when he feels like momentum's on the line.
14-6 your score. 2 John Richardson field goals for the Sailors. A Charlie Mannon 24-yard touchdown catch thrown by David Razor, and a David Razor 23-yard touchdown run. Razor also thrown 4 interceptions. This game's had it all. We had an onside kick in the first quarter, executed perfectly by Colin Penne and the Sea King special teams. And we have another huge third down for the Newport Harbor offense. Gutron Moore pressured, throws, caught by Lamarque. He's got a step. He's going for the end zone. Touchdown, Sailors! Josiah Lamarque.
Oh, my goodness. Josiah Lamarque is just different. When he touches the ball, this is the second time we've seen it this season. It doesn't matter if you have an angle on him. He's going to shred your angle with his speed. That was ridiculous. He had nowhere to run. There was nothing open up the sideline. But when you have speed like that, you make opportunities for yourself. That was amazing. And he's made up for anything earlier in the day that he didn't like.
Boogie down production.
And now the Sailors got to think about going for 2 here. Coach Lofthouse runs out and calls a timeout. Wants to make sure he gets the perfect play. Wow.
How about that on 3rd and 15? You wondered if LaMarque had enough for the first, and all of a sudden he's in the end zone. We knew the sophomore was dynamic, electric. We saw him score a 75-yard touchdown, the first of his quote-unquote varsity career out at the Club Football League winner's circle with the Sunset Argonauts. We saw him score touchdowns as a freshman in the COVID season. And how about this one on the big stage?
Wow, that was an excellent play by Josiah. I was going to say on that 3rd down, the original 3rd down before the penalty, we got to see a glimpse of that play, and I was glad it was blown dead because I don't think the Sailors had anything. Coach Lofthouse gets another look at it, and like we said, you can't account for Josiah just burning up a guy's angle like that. I'm like, oh, okay, Josiah's going to try to get out of bounds, save some clock.
No, he can do that. He is that dude.
Nope, I'm going all the way up the sideline to the house.
Electric, dynamic, explosive, agile, whatever words you want to use, he's all that. And after the timeout, Sailors down 2. They're going to go for it. The Tar Pit, the Davidson home side here on their feet, trying to tie this game up. Let's see what Coach Lofthouse pulls out of his bag of tricks. Gutraw Moore, wrapped up around the helmet, still on his feet, throws it for the end zone. It's tipped and it's incomplete. Oh, Gutraw Moore almost did it all. And the center, Brody Bradfield, mad at himself, smacking himself on the helmet coming off the field. I think he might have missed a block. And I talked to Coach Steele and some of the Newport Harbor coaching staff early this week, and they talked about Brody Bradfield, the center, who had to come in to replace the injured Carter Gomez. His maturity this season. He went from being a guy that maybe they couldn't count on all the time last year to now being the guy who's whipping the other kids into shape, leading drills. Coach Steele and the rest of the coaching staff told me it's been incredible to watch.
Well, you need guys like Brody Bradfield in your program for moments like this. He's a senior. He's been doing his job for years, waiting on his opportunity. Who knows if his opportunity's ever going to come? The starter goes down, and he's in the game of his life, Battle of the Bay, packed stadium. It's great to have guys like that you can count on. But that was an opportunity right there. It almost looked like it was a designed run the way Gutraw Moore was so willing to tuck the ball away, and maybe that's why Brody Bradfield is upset with himself because there was a quick opening, and it must have closed up just as quick as it opened.
Kickoff from John Richardson. Going to be fielded at the 5-yard line. And the Sailors special teams fly to the football. Flag comes in.
They're going to call a penalty on Chenier, I think, for hitting helmet to helmet.
I didn't know they called that in high school.
Connor Chenier came down and laid a hit.
Well, Diavola also absolutely leveled. I think it was Christian Brooks, the linebacker. Diavola. It goes against
Corona
CDM.
Del Mar.
Diavola almost beheaded someone. He's been prone to do that.
Now you want to talk about momentum. Somebody get Andrew Chenier around the ball right now. Let's get an interception. Let's get a pick six or something. The Sailors will really be cooking with grease at that point.
What a game it's been. If you don't enjoy this, I feel sorry for you. This is great football. This is Friday Night Lights' finest, folks.
You got to be stout. No mistakes. Don't let anybody get behind you if you're a DB. And this D-line, they got to shed their blocks and get to the quarterback.
First down and 10, Razor. Quick throw out near side, caught for a 9 or 10-yard gain, 13-yard gain. Let me check my glasses. I believe that. Was that Mason Kubicek?
Kubicek, yep. Looking good at receiver, too.
Mason Kubicek forced the fumble that ended the Battle of the Bay last year. David Razor going to work quickly, pump fakes. Now he throws. Flag comes in. It's intercepted by Emerson. Can he get into the end zone?
That's a touchdown.
Yes! A flag is down. Welcome to Tar Ball. Garrett Emerson, his second pick of the game. The Sailors' fifth. Touchdown, Sailors! I want to temper my excitement because of the laundry on the field, but Garrett Emerson just walked the tightrope, and the penalty apparently goes against Newport.
How is that possible?
What is it? What's the call, Blue? I didn't see the official signal.
That's a tough call right there. And I had a feeling that David Razor, he was holding the ball like a loaf of bread. He was hanging around in the pocket a little bit long. I'm like, this looks like interception territory right here.
So what's the call? They called a face mask against the Sailors.
What a call on a pick six.
Oh.
So Billy Ridley had a pick taken away. Now Emerson just got his second pick taken away.
Well, everybody who came to the game to watch the officials has gotten their money's worth. I'll tell you that much. That's a huge swing, a huge call. Garrett Emerson.
Wow, that was huge right there. David Razor got to see his, really, Billy Ridley should have been a pick. That was the sixth pick of the night.
David Razor has thrown 4 officially, 2 taken away on penalties. And Coach Lofthouse, Coach Arredondo, and the Sailors staff going to use a timeout here. They have 1 remaining, 56 seconds to go till halftime. Stick around later in halftime. Go refill your bowl of chips, grab your favorite beverage, and then come back right before the second half. We'll be joined by division-leading Los Angeles Chargers General Manager Tom Telesco to talk about Sunset League football. Friend of the program, Tom Telesco. We actually interviewed him, Howard, you and I did, for Sunset Rewind back before the season. You can check that out on sunsetrewind.com. Follow Sunset Rewind on social media at sunset_rewind, hosted by yours truly and Howard Kroom here, bringing you the most in-depth coverage of high school football in the Sunset League. Our reporter, Chris Babona, here with us tonight. Taryn Rodriguez is at Fountain Valley Edison, and Eric Ramos is at Huntington Beach, Los Alamitos.
Wow, we've seen everything in this game today.
We really have, and we've still got a whole nother half and still 56 seconds to go. 1st and 10, Corona Del Mar after the timeout from the Sailors. Razor out of the pistol, hands it off to Sanders. Picks up 4 or 5 yards, crosses the 40, and then he's upended by Carlone.
It feels like every play can be a touchdown with the CDM offense, but it also feels like every play can be a turnover. We've seen some guys play different versions of backyard football this year. We always hype up A.J. Perez at Huntington Beach. He's a guy that runs around, hits receivers deep late in the play. But, man, David Razor gives a new meaning to making it up on the fly and calling your own number.
I think he'll be playing college football somewhere after his senior year.
Well, I was just saying, he's seen about 6 interceptions happen today, even though only 4 of them have officially counted in the stat book. But for some reason, his confidence is not going to waver, and Coach O'Shea's confidence in David Razor is not going to wane at all. They have the utmost faith in him, and despite tough numbers tonight, you see why.
As a football fan, I don't know if there's any other quarterback at any level that I've seen 4 interceptions, maybe 6 thrown by, where I've not even for an inkling of a second thought that he wasn't that dude.
Absolutely.
2nd down and 5. Razor throws near side, caught, threading the needle, and a nice grab there by Cooper Hoke. Cooper Hoke's mom, Tish, an assistant coach for the girls soccer team here at Newport, and played on the 99 Women's World Cup team.
And so because of that, we don't hold the Sea King affiliation against Cooper too much, because we know his mom has some Sailor love.
Yeah, we just ask her, why don't you get him over here on our side? 1st down and 10. Razor, plenty of time to throw. He's going deep to Hoke, tangled up. and no flags. I'll tell you what. For as hard as I've been on these officials, they have made some good calls here tonight.
Well, that's why I had to apologize to the CDM fans earlier because the officials have been consistent, even though there is a flag around the line of scrimmage.
It's going to go against Corona Del Mar. No, the officials have been consistent letting these kids play. Because on that one, Hoke and Emerson were all kinds of tangled up.
Absolutely.
And CDM really thought that there should have been a PI call. It looked like it from here, but the officials have been letting that slide. Duke Starnes didn't get one earlier.
I'm not going to lie. I'm still a little upset about Duke Starnes. 2 plays in a row, he didn't get a PI, and then they called the ball dropped. But, yes, the officials have been consistent, letting the teams play very physical on both sides.
They've been calling it consistent, even if I've been consistently frustrated. And former NFL side judge Laird Hayes in the house. I don't want him to hear me. A lot of dignitaries.
Yeah, we know Laird represents for the officials big time.
One of the all-time great NFL officials. First down and 20. Pass out, far side of the field is caught. Breaking tackles is John Tipton. But after the penalty yardage, he had a long, long way to go.
Did CDM call a timeout?
They did, and now Diavolo makes the tackle, and it looks like with 5 seconds to play, someone used a timeout. Is it CDM?
I think it was CDM.
So Corona Del Mar, they use their third and final timeout. 5 seconds on the clock before halftime. We'll get one more play. Going to see what Coach O'Shea and Coach Fettig pull out of their bag here. We know they've got trick plays. We know they've got every kind of play. We saw an onside kick in the first quarter. David Razor's got a cannon. Howard, I ask you this all the time, but if you're Coach O'Shea and the Corona Del Mar offense, 55 yards to the end zone, 1 play before halftime, do you throw a Hail Mary? Do you do a trick play? Hook and ladder? What do you do?
I hand the ball to Evan Sanders and go into halftime and work on what kind of adjustments we got. But in reality, I mean, yeah, you're either going to roll David Razor out and just let him open the ball up, open his arm up. Because think about it. You got Charlie Manning, you got Tipton, you got Treninger. You got these huge receivers for CDM. So roll David Razor to his right, get 3 or 4 guys in the area, and just let them throw it up.
Sailors expecting the deep ball. Chenier checks. Emerson deep in coverage. Carlone comes in, and that's a sack launch. Oh, Jacob Carlone, give me some of that. How about that play to end the first half?
And that's why if I'm the Sea Kings, I don't even give Harbor an opportunity to go into halftime feeling that good about themselves. But Coach O'Shea's working, and he's going to make sure he gets his money's worth out of every possession.
14-12. What a game it's been. We have a whole second half of football left. We got the Newport Harbor dance team, cheerleaders, song leaders performing for you. You can tune into them. And then Howard and I will be joined by Los Angeles Chargers General Manager Tom Telesco for an interview as we head into the second half of football. Again, your score, Corona Del Mar 14, the Sailors 12. You're watching the 60th Battle of the Bay on TarTV.
Our way out the grave, dog, living, speaking, praise God, walking out the graveyard, back to life. I serve, follow your word, see with new sight, into the night. Yeah, this life I'm living, all the advice been no slipping. Out of my mind, we're tripping. Tell me take two when I'm on one. That look out like no one. Kept it real tight like your son. We gon' praise our way out the grave, dog. Living, speaking, praise God. Walking out the graveyard, back to life. I serve, follow your word. See with new sight. Into the night.
Welcome back into TarTV, Battle of the Bay. It's been a great one, 14-12. Joining us now, very special guest, General Manager of the division-leading Los Angeles Chargers, Tom Telesco. Tom, we really appreciate you joining us here on TarTV.
This is great. Thanks for having me. How about this atmosphere today?
That was going to be the first thing. You're a guy that watches football at every level.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think about this Battle of the Bay rivalry.
I mean, it's tremendous. I mean, both sides are full, great enthusiasm. You know, and I got to say, this started last night. The freshman game, they played under the lights. It was a great crowd. But just watch this today. Plus, it's two really good teams playing each other. But just great. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this as a parent or a football fan to come on here and watch this.
And Tom, what do you think about what you've seen so far on the field? You just alluded to it, but it looks to me like both of these teams are jacked up and ready to play. What have you seen?
No, it's great. You know what? Newport Harbor's defense, they're bringing a lot of pressure, bringing 5, bringing 6. CDM's having some problems picking that up. They play with a lot of physical, some toughness. So, no, it's good to see. And CDM's got to pick up a little bit on offense. Their defense is holding them in, but it's a really good high school football game. Got talent on both sides.
Well, I said on the broadcast, David Razor, the Corona Del Mar quarterback, he's thrown 4 interceptions, yet there's still nobody, a signal caller in this game that I trust more with the football in their hands.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and he got hit on those first 2 interceptions. But you know what? It's a rivalry game. So you know what these games are. You know, two teams that really know each other. You can tell both teams know each other's offense and defenses. So it's who can ever execute better. But no, David's an excellent quarterback. He'll come back in the second half, make some adjustments in there, but we'll see how they come out here.
Tom, I just was telling our CDM reporter sitting here next to us, Chris Babona, I was telling him somehow, to Alex's point, David Razor has 4 interceptions, and to me, I still think he's the best player on the field, which is crazy. But I just wanted to switch directions a little bit and ask you about Dan O'Shea, somebody I'm a huge fan of. I love Coach O'Shea. What are your thoughts on Coach O'Shea? Give us some words. What are you guys' conversations like?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think it starts with culture, how they run their program, and it's not just all about football. It's kind of building these kids up as student athletes, and you know, football's a part of that. But it starts from the freshman team all the way up. I've had a chance to see that, the freshman, the JV, and the varsity, and that's kind of how they build their program. That's why they've been so good for the last, whatever it is, 10, 11 years. And even a game like this, they've thrown 4 interceptions, and CDM's still up 2 here. So that's why it's gonna be a great second half. But no, this program's really well run. It starts with the head coach, as you guys have seen when you've interviewed him.
Not coach. I guess you're not. I call everybody coach. I guess you're technically.
I get that a lot.
I guess you're technically a general manager. As we wait for the camera to get cleared here. Sunset League football. We interviewed you before the season. Talked about the strengths of this league and what you'd seen. Someone who analyzes a lot of football. Now that we're almost at the end of the season, talk about the Sunset League. What stands out to you about it as a football league?
Well, what stands out is watching Los Alamitos play and watching Edison play. We played Edison last week. Not only is Edison really talented, they are really well coached. I mean, on both sides of the ball, on the things they did. And then Los Alamitos, you're talking about a lot of Division I players on the field, and it stands out really quick. So that's 2 teams right there. I don't know how the playoff system works yet. I'm kind of getting there.
We're figuring it out ourselves.
Those 2 teams I can see going very far. But, I mean, the talent level in this league is really good. And these are 2 excellent teams here. Watching Edison and Los Al, it's almost like a different level of athletes. And like I said, they're both really well coached, too, especially Edison last week that I saw. A lot of things they did on offense is to free some players up against a good CDM defense. No, it's been a pleasure to be able to watch this league, from beginning to end.
Well, a lot of talent. You talked about the top 2 teams. I believe that we're looking at 2 CIF playoff teams as well. This game has big playoff implications, so we'll see how it shakes out. But, Tom, we appreciate you. We know you're a big advocate and supporter of high school football, especially here locally in the Newport area. So thank you so much for jumping on with us and being a supporter.
Thanks for doing this, guys, and let's enjoy the second half.
Going to be a great second half. Tom Telesco, general manager of the division-leading Los Angeles Chargers. How cool is that? Joining us here on TarTV. As always, great, Tom. And go Sailors, go Sea Kings. It should be a good second half.
And go Chargers.
Yeah, and go Chargers. Absolutely.
There's some hot stats coming at you. Provided by the Daily Pilot tonight. Newport Harbor quarterback. 124-yard touchdown pass. Nathan's 2 receptions by number 4, 1 reception by number 11. On the season outside ball, 113 total passing yards, 1 touchdown. Two interceptions. Bill Ringley, 1 interception. Anderson, 1 interception tonight for the Tigers. Special thanks goes out to the Daily Pilot. Let's play it tonight, read about it tomorrow. The Daily Pilot. Game 6 tomorrow. Let's move on. Let's go all the way. Social City Giants fans, thanks for coming out. You can go.
Bienvenidos, aloha. Welcome back into TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom with you here live from historic Davidson Field. And what a first half it was. Newport Harbor trails by 2. CDM 14, Sailors 12. We saw David Razor throw 4 interceptions. We saw a pick 6 taken away from the Sailors on a penalty. We saw an onside kick. A couple of field goals from John Richardson. What a half of football. We are all set for the second half. Sailors getting ready to receive. Buckle up your seatbelts, folks. It has been a great 60th meeting between these two teams. Boogie Lamarque bringing it out, and he's tripped up at the 25. Josiah had quite the touchdown in the first half. The lone touchdown of the game for the Sailors.
Sailors got to pick up right where they left off, particularly on defense. But let's see if this offense can finally get going, because it's felt a little hit or miss every possession for the Sailors.
A.J. Gutron Moore, Sailors quarterback, making the 3rd start of his varsity career, and what a stage for it. Sailors went pass heavy in the first half. 28 pass plays, just 7 runs. They pass here again, caught by Zamora at the 30. Zach Zamora's 4th catch of the day. The senior quietly having himself a nice Battle of the Bay game.
Let's run that play every time. A quick 5-yard out to the big body Zach Zamora. Sure hands. Lowers his shoulder on a guy at the end. Sailors making it look easy when they do it like that.
First half was super pass heavy for the Sailors. Less than 40 total rush yards. This time they hand it off to Irving, and he is stoned right at the line of scrimmage. He gets a yard, but that defensive front 7 for the boys in light blue has been tough.
That was Brady Sarkeesian. He's been active tonight, been all over the backfield. And both defensive lines been dominant. Both linebacking corps been dominant. It's been a defensive battle, really, because we've seen a bunch of interceptions, so the DBs have been playing well.
3rd down and 4 for Newport Harbor. Josiah Lamarque, the sophomore, is the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Pass caught by Zamora. First down, Sailors. Zach Zamora putting the hard hat on, going to work, lunch pail. First down.
We've been calling for that all year from the broadcast booth. Just get Zach Zamora, let him just hook up at 8 yards, find a seam, find a hole in the zone defense, get behind the linebackers, and it's working to perfection tonight.
Lamarque and Zamora, 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen, Starnes and Henjum at the top. And that senior quarterback, A.J. Gutron Moore, snap goes over his head. He's lucky to recover, and he throws it away. Sailors dodged a bullet there, my goodness.
Heads up play by A.J.
Whew.
You hate to give downs away. 2nd and 10. Obviously, it could have been much worse, but those are the little mistakes you hate to see on your opening drive of the second half when you're trying to find some momentum. Let's see if Josiah Lamarque can find a way to erase that mistake. Even though he wasn't in on it, he's been erasing mistakes all night.
Sailors have 12 points in this game, and quite the discrepancy, points scored in wins versus losses. In wins, Sailors putting up 46 points a game. In losses, just 12. So you got to hope they can get more than that tonight. 2nd down and 10. Moore, pass. Throws over the middle, incomplete.
What a throw by A.J. Gutron-Moore.
Duke Starnes got leveled. He can't hang on to it.
I didn't get a chance to see what the entire defense was, but I know that A.J., it looked like it was some kind of a cover two. Whatever it was, A.J. Gutron-Moore knew that he was going to let Duke Starnes clear that linebacker but put the ball right in front of the safety. That's why Starnes took a hit. It was a great throw. Just a tough play to make by the receiver.
3rd down and 10. First drive, the second half. Gutron-Moore. Pass is caught right at the first down marker. And that is going to be a Newport Harbor Sailors first down. Cash money at the 50-yard line. Mobilize the chain gang.
I am impressed with the quarterback play. It's not just that he's making the throws, it's that he's making the reads. The easy throw was just dumping it off to Peyton Irving in the flat because he was wide open. But A.J. Gutron-Moore trusted his linemen and allowed, was that Cash money?
Yes, sir.
Allowed Cash to get open, and Cash caught the ball with his hands. That was great execution.
How about the story? A.J. Gutron-Moore opened up the year as the 3rd stringer. 3rd varsity start. Is in the 60th Battle of the Bay. High snap. Gutron-Moore handles it, gets it out to Cash money. He slips through a couple tackles and picks up 7. And where has this Sailors offense been all game?
Gutron-Moore handles a hot snap. We know he's quick with his hands and his feet, so he gets the ball out. The receiver makes a man miss. The Sailors finding a lot of success early in the downs.
Senior quarterback A.J. Gutron-Moore came in garbage time against Jay Serra. Sailors lost that one 44-0. Didn't pick up a first down until Gutron-Moore took some snaps in the 4th quarter. And he's earned every bit of this start tonight. Gutron-Moore rolling out, time to throw. Throws it on the run, it's intercepted. It's coming back the other way. Flag is down at the middle of the field. Shedding blocks is Jack Salmon, still on his feet, and finally tackled at the 45-yard line. A flag is down. Not sure what went wrong there on that pass. Jack Salmon picks it off for Corona Del Mar.
Well, not a great play by the quarterback as he's having an excellent drive. Not a good play at all. It was the play we've seen a lot tonight, rolling to his left, kind of a flood concept with all the receivers coming in front of the quarterback's face. But he just threw the ball late across the field, and you can never do that. That leads to an interception almost every time. And even though he was running towards the way he was throwing it, you're still going across the field late.
Penalty goes against Newport Harbor. It is declined. First down, Sea Kings. And right as the Sailors offense was getting rhythm, putting a drive together, we're up here telling the story, singing the praises of A.J. Gutron-Moore. Really untimely interception for Newport Harbor. And a great opportunity to seize momentum for Dan O'Shea's Sea Kings.
Well, Harbor had the momentum. Got to find a way to get it back from the defense.
It's a designed keeper for Razor, who barrels over a couple of Sailors defenders and then is wrapped up by Robbie Kroll. The junior quarterback picks up 5. 2nd down and manageable for Corona Del Mar.
And you just got to think CDM on this drive at some point, they're on the 38-yard line. They're going to take a shot at the end zone here. Wouldn't be surprised if it's on this play.
8 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. It's an end around to Kubicek. And that's a Sea Kings first down.
You talk about positive plays early on in the downs. 5 yards on first down, 10 yards on 2nd down. Sea Kings got the Sailors defense marching backwards. Momentum is at stake here.
First down and 10, Sea Kings. On the move. This offense has weapons, a full arsenal. They turned the ball over 5 times in the first half. I don't expect the same in the second. Razor on first down, passes near side, caught by Cooper Hoke. Emerson on the stop. And that's 2nd down and about 1 or 2 for Corona Del Mar.
8 yards on first down. Sea King offense is feeling comfortable.
David Razor, like I said, 4 interceptions in the first half. How about this? He didn't have more than a single pick thrown in any game this season. Razor, another design keeper. He's got a crease. Andrew Chenier saves the touchdown. That's another Corona Del Mar first down, 1st and goal, Sea Kings.
CDM came out of the locker room feeling good about themselves, being very aggressive. That's 2 design runs in just a couple of plays for the Sea Kings.
Howard, we knew that was coming.
Well, they're about to punch it into the end zone here. And that's why I said early on, Harbor's going to have to find a way to score with CDM because you're not going to keep them off the board in the second half like you did in the first half.
Dan O'Shea's team, they make adjustments. And it looks like they figured something out in the locker room at halftime. Play action, pump fake, caught over the middle. No touchdown for Max Lane.
And a late flag.
Flag comes in the backfield. Lane kept out of the end zone, stopped at the 1. Let's see what the call is from the officials.
Number 59, Nate Horton for the Sea Kings, has gotten up gimpy on 2 plays in a row. Now he's being walked off the field by the trainers.
CDM student section loud. I can hear him over here. And a penalty goes against Corona Del Mar.
That's huge for the Sailors.
It was about to be 2nd and goal from the 1. And that drives Corona Del Mar backwards. It's that point in the game right now, Howard. Momentum on a silver platter up for the taking. Sailors got the ball. Gutraw Moore throws a pick. Here's CDM marching, trying to go up 2 possessions.
Well, CDM feels the way the Sailors just felt about 5 minutes ago. You feel like every play you run is successful. And you see how quick momentum can swing.
In the third quarter, the second half chugging right along. Just over 6 minutes to play in this quarter. It's 1st and goal from the 13 for Corona Del Mar. Razor out of shotgun pass. It's caught by Charlie Mannon. He's got nowhere to go. Carson Diavola says, "How do you do?" and wraps him up for a big stop.
The way Diavola comes downhill, when he sees the ball carrier, he shoots the alley, knows exactly where to put his body, and he's a sure tackler one-on-one in space. Most guys you can't say that about.
2nd and goal from the 12. Grayson Simon checks in on the defensive line for Newport Harbor. He's joined by Alexi Papa George, Cam Danoon, and Makai Sagaya.
Those are the big dogs right there.
Those are some big boys. I'll tell you what, they eat their fair share of original pizza. 2nd and goal from the 12. Razor, pass again. Pressured by Simon. He's trying to run with it. He's hit as he throws. Incomplete. Razor was leveled.
That was almost Emerson's 3rd interception of the night, officially almost his 2nd. But Emerson beat the receiver, ran the receiver's route.
Well, to be honest, it looked like the CDM receiver interfered with Emerson's ability to catch that football.
He did. He did a great job because Emerson became the wideout. The wideout became the cornerback.
David Razor popped right up, but he took a shot.
Well, those are the plays right there that David Razor, he needs to just throw the ball away or just run it. He takes a big shot because he's under pressure, but he doesn't have to throw that ball.
3rd and goal from the 12. Big moment here for the Sailors defense. Razor stands in shotgun. Evan Sanders in the backfield with him. Another pass.
Oh, he's wide
Sanders
open.
is wide open. Touchdown, Sea Kings. And Razor took a shot, lays on his back, and signals touchdown.
That's a defensive lapse.
There was nobody on that side of the field.
That's just a mental mistake right there. If the defender's there, Harbor might be holding CDM to a field goal. Instead, Harbor's about to be facing a 9-point deficit. That's a tough situation.
David Razor's 2nd touchdown pass of the day. He's been responsible for all 3 for the Sea Kings. A run and 2 passes. Colin Penne on to attempt the point after touchdown. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up. And the kick is good. 21-12 with 5:08 to play in the 3rd. CDM grabbing some momentum that was Newport Harbor's at halftime. It's time for the Sailors to answer.
A lot of pressure on the Sailors offense right here. Defense has done every single thing they can do for you. But if it's going to be a tight game in the second half, I keep saying it, I feel like it'll be a shootout. Because David Razor's got his confidence. I don't think he ever lost his confidence, honestly.
No, I don't either. I don't for one second think that David Razor was thinking about those 4 official interceptions, 2 that were called back.
No, not at all, because 2 of them, he got hit, so they're not his fault. That's the offensive line's fault. Another one, he was just trying to make a play. Looked like it was pass interference, didn't go his way, so he's not thinking about any of that. The Sea Kings have found their footing, and the Sailors better do the same. Let's see how they answer.
What's frustrating about that last drive that ended in a turnover for Newport is that it finally seemed like a drive where the Sailors had some rhythm offensively. Other than that, it was one big play by Josiah Lamarque, and that was it for the Sailors offense. So it's frustrating that you finally get some rhythm and you turn the ball over. Here comes Boogie Lamarque trying to find some breathing room. He can't. And he's gang tackled, driven back into the end zone. And now the CDM side of the field here at Davidson is turning up.
Well, you always say you can't make a mistake against the Sea Kings. They're too sound on offense, too sound on defense. They're a disciplined bunch. And you make 2 mistakes if you're Harbor in the third quarter, and they leads to 7 points. Gutron Moore throws the ball late across the field, ill-advised. CDM makes you pay. Then on third down, somebody forgets to cover the running back. CDM makes you pay, 7 points.
Sailors need a big dose of running the football. Been unable to get anything going on the ground in this game.
And I know that's what Coach Lofthouse is going to want to come out and do, get the ground, because you feel like if we're going to come back, we got to start getting 3, 4, 5 yards on first down.
Under 40 rushing yards in the first half. 4:59 to play here in the third quarter.
I want to see more Zach Zamora.
Gutron Moore takes a snap. CDM comes up the middle, and it's incomplete, intended for Cash Henjum on the far side of the field. And usually I feel like that play's there for Newport.
It usually is, but now CDM's jumping the route. They know it's the go-to, trying to get the offense started with the quick 5-yard hitch to Cash and Henjum. That's when, if you're Newport, maybe you answer with the hitch and go. That's the John Tipton route.
This is a Sailors offense that has been anemic at times this season. Before they scored in the second quarter against Edison a couple weeks ago, they were 8 straight scoreless quarters. Here's Peyton Irving toting the rock across the 20. Positive yardage on second down will bring up third and about 7 for the Sailors.
And that's why the run game's important. Soften up the defense a little bit, get you out of 2nd and 10. But this is maybe where Newport Harbor goes to Josiah Lamarque on that screen, coming towards the quarterback.
Sailors' offensive line has been sharp over the last few games. They need to get some push against this Corona Del Mar front if the Sailors want to have a chance. It's 3rd and 7, 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Gutron Moore pass, looking over the middle. Oh, it's incomplete. Josiah Lamarque had it in his hands, and he drops it. Incomplete. Here comes the punting unit.
That's tough right there. It was the play I didn't call out that I figured would maybe be ran, the double slants by the outside receivers. Gutron Moore passed on Zamora, went to the outside. But again, when you've got the running back, when you've got the receivers coming into the zone, they know they're about to take a big hit. Josiah might have had that on his mind.
Cooper Hoke back to return. Noe Avalos on to punt for the Sailors. Avalos gets the punt off. A beautiful, high, spiraling kick. Fair caught by Hoke. Just inside the 45-yard line. And the Sailors' defense needs to be the spark for the team right now, because the offense has gone completely stagnant.
The defense is saying, shoot, we gave you the ball back 5 or 6 times. What else can we do? It looks like we're going to need 7 or 8 out of this defense, because we need some more right now.
And Howard, we keep talking about it. Corona Del Mar, you make mistakes. You stall out on offense. You give them the ball back. They will make you pay. And that's why, again, this game feels like this drive, it's hanging in the balance. The momentum's back on the Sea King side. and there's no reason to believe they won't score here. They've got the firepower. They had 5 turnovers in the first half. They're not going to do that in the second.
You better hope Razor's still playing backyard football if you're the Sailors.
Razor hands it off to Sanders, who runs patiently over left tackle for 7 yards on first down. Let's not forget Evan Sanders is one of the best running backs in the county.
And we've got a Sailor that's hurt, Connor Chenier. Andrew Chenier. Looks like he's in a ton of pain.
Man. Yeah, his helmet's off. He's writhing on the ground at the 50-yard line.
I was hoping it was a pulled hamstring or something, but he's in pain.
Here comes Rachel Cassis, the trainer, Coach Eddie Steele, jogging out.
Don't know what that could be, but he definitely does not.
Andrew Chenier
having the game of his life.
2 picks. Rejoined to the team after sitting out the first couple games, and he's in a lot of pain over there at the 50. As a very well-made paper airplane floats to the ground here in front of us.
This is a huge, we say this dang near every possession, huge point of the game. We just saw Evan Sanders pick up 7 yards on first down. And it's pretty much been the David Razor show. All the receivers for CDM been getting involved, but if Evan Sanders starts picking up 5 yards, 6 yards on first down, I don't know how you counter that.
It's a great time to let you know that if you're here at Davidson tuned in, first of all, thank you for making us part of your Battle of the Bay experience. And second of all, make your way to the merch booth and pick up a program. We got a special 60th Battle of the Bay program for sale here tonight. It's got a really nice article from local sports writer Rich Dunn on the history of the Battle of the Bay, historic 60th Battle of the Bay. It's going to be a keepsake that you want. I leafed through it earlier. Very high quality, coffee table quality. So if you're listening here at Davidson, or if you're in the Newport Harbor area, swing by the stadium, go to the merch booth, and pick up a copy of our special Battle of the Bay program. It's something you're going to want to take home.
Got some in-depth notes about that legendary year, 1992. Both teams making deep runs into the CIF playoffs. A lot of history here in this rivalry.
Well, the stakes are rarely higher than they are tonight, Howard. Sailors win. They lock up a top 3 finish in Sunset League and a playoff berth. CDM wins. Same thing. The only difference is if CDM loses, they're most likely going to get an at-large berth and still make the postseason. Sailors lose. They got LoSal next week, and the season's pretty much over.
Well, only way Sailors could get in if they lose, if somehow they find a way to knock off the Giants at LoSal. But Coach Lofthouse and company would rather get their business done this week, as we see Andrew Chenier walking off very gingerly, favoring that right leg.
Yeah, he's putting no weight on his injured leg. Zach Zamora coming over to help him out. How about that? For brotherhood, 2 seniors, Coach Steele, Chenier, and Zamora.
Looks like Zamora and Coach Steele are carrying Chenier at this point.
Yeah, he's...
As Chenier is being honored by the crowd for his efforts that will not be forgotten in this Battle of the Bay, regardless of the outcome.
Sailors got to regroup right now. They're on the ropes. CDM's got them in the corner. And Newport's got to punch back. Second down and 3. It's a designed run for Razor. Trey Regitz tackles him, but not before Razor picks up the first down. First down, Sea Kings in Sailors territory.
CDM getting up to the line of scrimmage, going quick. Trying to hit that David Razor designed run as fast as they can to surprise the defense. It's been an aggressive third quarter out of the Sea Kings.
Clock moving quickly. 3:15 to play in the third. Razor stands in shotgun. 2 receivers split out to the bottom of your screen. Pass. Pressured. Razor going to tuck it. He's stumbling and he's sacked. Alexi Papa George with the bear hug. The junior transfer from Edison is now in pain. I think he's cramping. Looks like a cramp.
Got a calf cramp. Papa George's left calf.
He's getting stretched out by his teammate. Can someone get this young man a banana?
Looks like Billy Ridley's now taking over the stretching duties. He seems to be the senior stretcher of the group. But now Coach Steele, the ultimate stretch guy, he'll look at your calf and convince the cramp to go away with those big old muscles.
Like you pointed out, I believe Coach Steele wears an XL shirt. Triple XL in the arms or quad?
Well, whatever it is, they're still not big enough. Got the biceps popping out. I can't wait to get to Steel Fitness in the offseason so I can get myself together.
Oh, I've been there. I've lifted with the Dungeon crew, the Dungeon family there. And they'll get you. It's a real pump.
Papa George, he's mad that he's cramping up. He's still got energy. He's trying to limp off the field and still be excited because he wants to play.
Oh, Papa George plays with a ton of energy. He flies to the football.
Yeah, he's done a good job of getting pressure tonight, shedding blockers. Even though he's undersized, he finds a way to get free, pursues to the ball well. Sailors are going to need a little bit of that here on 2nd and 11.
In on the D-line now for the Sailors, Grayson Simon, Makai Sagayao, and Nate Peters. Carlone showing pressure on the edge. 2nd down and 11 for the Sea Kings. David Razor stands in shotgun. Chenier blitzes on the edge. He hits Razor in the face, no flag. Razor completes the pass. John Tipton gets right up around the line to gain. I think he's going to be 1 yard short. So it'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Sea Kings.
David Razor looking comfortable, hitting his open receivers. Got a good block by Evan Sanders on the blitzing Connor Chenier.
Connor Chenier, 11 tackles last week against Huntington. Couldn't quite get to Razor there. 3rd down and 1. Razor keeps it.
What's that, the 4th design run, 5th design run in the 3rd quarter?
McKay Ketchum tackles him, but David Razor, he's got wheels. We knew it coming into this game. 155 rush yards, 5 touchdowns on the ground coming into the game. He's got 1 tonight. And Coach O'Shea, offensive coordinator Kevin Heddig, they're not afraid to run the ball right down your throat with their quarterback on 3rd and 1.
Well, he's got wheels and he runs physical. And they line up Evan Sanders right in front of him as a fullback. And you've got 10 guys blocking.
1st down and 10, Sea Kings, final 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter. It's a delayed handoff to Sanders. Nowhere to go. The boys in blue swarm to the football. Nate Peters, the first one there. And they get Evan Sanders in the backfield. Got a couple of substitutions. Cam Denoon, Trey Regitz, and Leonard Ost checking in on the D-line for Newport.
Sailors sure do rotate a lot of guys in on that D-line, trying to keep bodies fresh.
I feel like the Oregon State Beavers did that in your era, Howard.
Big time. Full flights of defensive linemen coming off.
2nd down and 10. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Oh, it was just in front of the outstretched arms of Johnny Checks. Johnny Checks is a guy who can swing the momentum of a game individually. He plays with that much energy, a lacrosse player who brings that downhill lacrosse speed, toughness mentality to the football field.
I'd love for him to come up with a big takeaway right now. But late in the 3rd quarter, 3rd down and 10. Is this 4-down territory for CDM from their own 27-yard line?
Knowing Coach O'Shea and his gambling tendencies on the gridiron, I think it would be. 3rd and 10 for David Razor out of the pistol. Play action. Looks right side. It's tipped at the line, incomplete. Jacob Carlone punched it from the sky. It's 4th down, so let's find out, Howard. Is it 4-down territory?
It looks like it is. David Razor's trying to get the play from the sideline, and the Sea Kings are going for it.
And it kind of seems like everyone in the stadium sitting on their hands right now, waiting to see what happens in this game.
That's why if I was the Sea Kings, I might have ran David Razor on 3rd down, pick up 5 or 6, make it easier on 4th, but here we go.
4th down and 10, final minute of the 3rd quarter. Razor, pass, time to throw, all day, lofts it for the end zone, touchdown! Corona Del Mar, John Tipton On 4th down, he has to beat the Sailors coverage and the official, and that is a huge pitch and catch in the 60th Battle of the Bay. Wow.
Well, that's what we talked about at halftime. It might have been off air, but we were saying Harbor's doing a great job of blitzing, doing a great job of getting to David Razor and making him uncomfortable. The problem is when they don't get there, it's a little bit tough on the back end with those receivers and these DBs trying to run with them. It's just almost impossible. And we saw, was that John Tipton that scored that touchdown?
Yes.
John Tipton running wide open, looked like he just beat his man on a post route. That's a pitch and catch. Felt like practice for the Sea Kings.
Sailors defense coming off frustrated because they felt like they got CDM there. They felt like they got the stop and just got beat on one play. Now, Howard, it's all on the offense. You talked about this being a shootout. Well, in order for it to truly be a shootout, both teams have to score. Sailors offense needs points. They can hang in this game. Defensively, they need points from the offense.
Well, we knew that David Razor in this offense wasn't going to give you the ball 4 or 5 times again in the second half. So 14-12 was great in the first half, but you absolutely have to start scoring. And we're seeing the crowd getting a little bit antsy. Some CDM students starting to take off as the fourth quarter starts.
Sailors need points here.
But the Sailors, they got to keep their energy high.
It's a fastball to Josiah Lamarque, who catches it at the 5-yard line, brings it up across the 20, and a flag comes in late from the back judge. Let's see who that's against.
The Sailors could use a couple extra yards tacked on to the end of their run.
Sailors could use something, man. I don't know what. They need an injection of something offensively. A dose of the run would be helpful. A big play would be huge. But they need something.
Well, they'd love to be able to run the ball, but CDM is just not allowing it. And we know Coach O'Shea takes a lot of pride in the way his D-line plays, and this is why. They turn you into a one-dimensional football team, and you have to be almost perfect in the pass game.
Well, the breaks do not go the Sailors' way. On that one, penalty pushes the Sailors back to their own 10-yard line. 90 yards to the end zone for A.J. Gutraw-Moore. He's got 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions in this game. And meanwhile, on the other side for David Razor, how about his performance? 4 picks in the first half, but now he's thrown 2 touchdowns in the second, and it's 14 unanswered for CDM to open up the second half of play.
Razor will end with 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He'll end up making up for the mistakes early on.
This is the drive of the game if you're Newport Harbor. 1st and 10 from their own 10. Gutraw-Moore, pitch out to Irving, trying to get to the edge. He can't get there. Wrapped up in the backfield, tackle for loss. Kubicek was the first man there for the Sea Kings.
And that's Harbor trying to figure something out because they know they got to get the run game going, but there's nothing between the tackles. Coach Lofthouse says, well, let's see if we can outflank them, stretch the defense, and get to the edge. CDM's not having it. They kept contained. Now you find yourself behind the sticks if you're the Sailors.
In the Sailors' last 2 games, 2-game win streak, just under 100 points scored. What's been the crux of the offense? It's been the run game. They haven't been able to get it going tonight as the clock strikes 0, and we head to the fourth quarter. Sailors in trouble. It was 14-12 CDM at halftime. It's now 28-12 headed to the fourth. Newport needs a drive. They'll have it 2nd and 10 when we come back. You're watching the 60th Battle of the Bay on TarTV. in rivalry history. Right now they're at 8. Sailors had 8 straight in the 70s. Kernamar looking to make it 9 in a row. And the Sailors, senior quarterback A.J. Gutraw-Moore, just his 3rd varsity start. He's trying to will the team back. The defense, 5 takeaways in the first half, but they can't do it all themselves. And most telling, you have 5 takeaways in the first half and you only end up with 12 points. That's tough.
Yeah, it's real tough. I was saying, if you tell me that I can have 5 takeaways, 5 turnovers by the other team, I'm thinking I'm coming out on top. That's how do you overcome 5 turnovers if you're an offense, if you're a team?
2nd down and 11. First play of the 4th quarter. A.J. Gutraw-Moore stands in the pistol. He calls Cash Henjum in motion. Throws over the middle, trying to thread the needle, incomplete. Throwing into double coverage intended for Zach Zamora. That's a tough throw there, Howard.
That's a risky throw. He cannot put that ball in the middle of the field to Zach Zamora like that if he's going to throw it late. You either got to throw it early or don't throw it at all. That could have been an interception with excellent field position for the Sea Kings.
And now the Sailors, 3rd down and 11 from their own 9-yard line. Not a good position to be in. Meanwhile, CDM playing with a whole bunch of momentum. Sailors had the momentum at halftime. In fact, Sailors are thinking they should have been up at halftime. Garrett Emerson had a pick 6 taken away. 3rd down and 11. Gutraw-Moore rolling out, hit from behind. A flag comes in. I think that's going to be a face mask. He was tackled right at the goal line in the region of a safety, but it looks like the CDM defender got a fistful of face mask. Let's see what the call is.
It looked like a safety to me, but then the field, there was also a flag in the defensive backfield.
Well, I think everybody might have seen the CDM defender ripping A.J. Gutraw-Moore for the front of his helmet. Officials conferring. If the penalty is not against Cornet Del Mar, then yes, I do think it was a safety. How about the CDM defensive line coming to life here? Dylan Wood, Ryan Nielsen, Charlie Manning, Jaden Rosenhain. They've been big in this second half. It's really been a great game. If you want to watch great defensive line play, this is a game to watch.
That's a huge break. That's a huge break for the Sailors as they're coming. They were going to be facing punting out of their own end zone, giving great field position back to the Sea Kings. So now, is it 1st and 10 or 3rd and 1?
On the side judge, the person holding the down marker with the chain gang on the sideline, far sideline, it says 3rd and 1. I would assume a personal foul face mask penalty is an automatic 1st down. I think that's what the Sailors coaching staff is telling the white hat. And he says it's 3rd and 1. So I guess I'll need to get my rule book out, but I was under the impression that a personal foul face mask was an automatic 1st. So still, Newport Harbor not out of the doghouse yet.
This is where you wish you could just go under center and sneak the ball for 1 yard.
Zamora comes in motion. Gutraw-Moore stands in shotgun. Sailors need 1 yard for a 1st. CDM brings pressure. They hand it off to Peyton Irving. He's tackled in the backfield. He doesn't get there. 3rd and 1 becomes 4th and 2. And that's frustrating if you're Newport Harbor.
That's why you wish you could do the David Razor run play, just hit the hole right now, but that handoff to Peyton Irving just took too long to develop, so now we see Noe Avalos coming out for the punt.
And now it's really all on the Sailors defense. They've been tough in this game, but they can only give you so much against a super high-powered Cornet Del Mar offense coming into tonight, averaging 32 points a game on this season. They sit at 28 right now. That is not where they will end up in this one. I expect more points from CDM. The Sailors have to answer, and Sailors special teams late getting out there. Coach Lofthouse has to burn a timeout his first of the second half, and it kind of feels like the wheels are coming off right now for Newport, Howard.
It absolutely feels that way when you've got 3rd down and 1 in the 4th quarter of a game that you're trying to come back in. and you find yourself punting out of your own territory, it's just a bad position. It means nothing's going your way. You punt the ball away to CDM's offense, and, yeah, you hope for a stop, but it feels like David Razor and company have all the momentum.
Feels like the Sailors have completely stalled out. They need some kind of a spark.
Well, I said off air between quarters, I know that CDM's going to keep scoring. I anticipate 2 more touchdowns out of this offense. I think CDM's going to get to 42. It would sure be a shame for this game to end 42-12 and feel like an absolute blowout when really it's been a neck-and-neck contest.
Sailors have scored no touchdowns in the second half, but all touchdowns tonight are brought to you by our touchdown sponsor, Original Pizza. Brand new location inside the Newport Beach Golf Course on Irvine Avenue. Awesome sports, TVs everywhere. Real good pizza. I was there after the game last Friday. I was there after Honk last Saturday. Shout out to Original Pizza. Holding it down on Irvine Avenue, our touchdown sponsor. Noe Avalos set to punt on 4th and 1. CDM doesn't bring pressure. Avalos gets a beauty of a punt off. Going to be fielded by Hoke. And apparently he fair caught it. That's going to be a flag.
But did he call that fair catch late?
I mean, I never saw him signal for it. Tanner Muir hit him in the knee, and that draws a flag and probably 15 free yards for Corona Del Mar.
And that's a huge
that's
pickup.
tough.
That takes it from the 38, 37-yard line all the way into Sailor territory if it's a 15-yarder.
That's really a bad break for the Sailors.
I guess it's kick-catch interference. I didn't see the fair catch, so I doubt the defender saw it.
Big thanks to our other amazing 12th TAR sponsors. CT Realty, GoldenCom. If your website's not working as hard as you want it to, check out GoldenCom. They will get you right. Arbor Real Estate. Balboa Boatyard. If your boat needs some help, they'll take care of you. I would really love to be in the position to someday do business with Balboa Boatyard, Newport Lexus, Newport Advisory, Slater Builders, and Sunset Rewind. 1st and 10, Sea Kings in Sailors territory. Razor testing the rocket launcher on 1st down. Incomplete. Oh, they wanted to go deep and break the Sailors back. Throwing into double coverage. It falls harmlessly to the turf, but Howard, I think CDM's going for the knockout right now.
They're still doing those double-barreled routes, the stop and goes, the slanting ups. Trying to go for broke. David Razor not losing an ounce of confidence, nor is Coach O'Shea losing confidence in him.
Cooper Hoke and John Tipton, the 2 receivers, split out bottom of your screen. The tight end Scott Truninger is in there at the H-back position. They hand it off to Evan Sanders, who hits the hole with a burst of speed and picks up 5.
Well, it's a problem for Sanders to not be touched as he goes through the hole for the first 3 or 4 yards. I thought he was going to get more, so good job by Kroll wrapping him up.
Robbie Kroll in on the stop. I see his older brother James on the sideline, and his Letterman currently playing receiver for the Chapman Panthers out there in Old Town Orange. 3rd down and 6 for CDM. Can the Sailors defense force a 3 and out? It's tipped to the line, and it's incomplete. Batted down. Was that Carlone again?
I think David Razor might have came in and caught it himself after it was tipped. I wish I could see that replay.
Well, the official on the sideline signaled incomplete, but Razor almost pulled a Brett Favre. Brett Favre's first pass attempt in the NFL was completed to himself.
And it's funny because I compared David Razor to Brett Favre off air during halftime.
Gunslinger. David Razor taking chances. CDM taking chances. Going for it. Swing pass out of the backfield. Sanders, 1st down and more across the 20. Splits the defenders. 1 man to beat. And he beats them. Touchdown, Sea Kings. Oh, and Cole Clemmer, the center, waving goodbye to the home side here at Davidson. That one hurts.
That one definitely hurts. 4th down.
Oh.
Nothing going deep. Evan Sanders wide open again. That's his 2nd receiving touchdown. He wasn't wide open on this one, but he was open enough. He found a crease, and with that kind of speed and that kind of vision, running through arm tackles. Evan Sanders just put on a clinic with the ball in his hand.
Oh, man. That's a backbreaker. That's some of the tar pit starting to filter out here. That's a real tough one. David Razor. Those last 2 Corona Del Mar touchdowns, Howard, coming on 4th down. Talk about the gamble paying off. Instead of punting it, instead of kicking a field goal, Coach O'Shea, offensive coordinator, associate head coach Kevin Heddig, they elect to go for it. It nets them 14 points. It's 21 unanswered in the second half for Corona Del Mar. This game's got a wholly different feel to it than it did at halftime.
Well, we knew 14-12. I don't want to say it was fool's gold, but that was the most unsteady score if I've ever seen one.
9:19 to play in the game. 9 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the game.
It'd be nice if Harbor had a big play in them. We keep seeing CDM with these, 50-yard touchdown. Evan Sanders breaking away. It'd be nice if Harbor could just beat somebody over the top. Josiah Lamarque get a crease and get some kind of a quick score.
It is Josiah Lamarque fielding the kickoff at the 5-yard line. Cutting it outside. Dancing across the 20 and stepping out of bounds. And a flag is down. Wow. A lot of penalties in this game.
It seems like everything's just been difficult for the Sailors in the second half. Feels like Corona Del Mar went into the locker room, made some adjustments. We talked about it at halftime. What's going to happen to the offense for CDM? They're going to look excellent because Coach O'Shea is going to say, David, just relax. Play your game, throw the ball away if you need to, and just relax. Seems like that's exactly what's happened.
A big shout-out to our viewers around the country, around the world. I know we've got some Newport Harbor alumni watching in Hawaii. So aloha to everybody out there. I also know the Diavola family has got people tuned in Hawaii, New York, Chicago, Florida, Nevada, Portland, Arizona. So spanning the globe. I know last year's Battle of the Bay, we had viewers down in Mexico City. So
we're an international broadcast here. We got Sailors all over the world.
Buenos tardes to everybody tuned in everywhere. 9:11 to play. Sailors first down and 10 from their own 13. Penalty does go against Newport. Gutraw Moore surveys the field and he's sacked. Nathan Bloom, the senior.
Now we got Gutraw Moore down. We might see senior quarterback Nick Kim. He's throwing his helmet on. Yeah. I had a feeling Nick Kim was going to get an opportunity in this game. I hate to see Gutraw Moore go down, though.
Uh-oh. Gutraw Moore's in pain. Nick Kim getting ready to check in. Now, I know it's a tough task, but bear with me here.
Well, this is the start of a movie right here. This is how movies start. You zoom in on the senior quarterback getting warm-up throws in on the sideline. Bring in some crazy music. I'm starting to get goosebumps thinking about it. Can Nick Kim lead this team to 3 scores, an onside kick, a pick six, something?
8:56 to play. Nick Kim started the season as the starter, suffered a concussion against Edison. Gutraw Moore came in, provided a spark, earned the starting job. And now with Gutraw Moore getting 10-2 by the trainer, Rachel Cassis, can Kim come in? Can he provide the spark that Gutraw Moore provided earlier in the season?
You know, all jokes aside about the Disney movie comeback, that would be beautiful, of course. But just happy if Nick Kim can get in and throw a couple balls, find some success in Battle of the Bay. Obviously, first and foremost, hoping that A.J. Gutraw Moore is healthy. But it looks like he is. We think it was just a cramp. Don't think he's actually hurt.
That's good.
Just tightened up a little bit. He's been getting a lot of work today, so taking a couple of sacks. That stuff piles up on you.
So we'll check in on Gutraw Moore, but it will be the senior, Nick Kim, taking his first snaps of the day. First snaps since the game against Edison.
We've seen Nick Kim lead some high-leverage comebacks before in the playoffs as a sophomore. So we know he's got some ice water in his veins.
Second down and 11. Clock running, 8:40 to play. Kim stands in the pistol, 2 receivers on either side. And he takes his first snap of the game, surveying the field. Trying to thread the needle. Nick Kim. He got a little excited there. Intended for Duke Starnes, incomplete. That was dangerous.
Well, Nick Kim needed to get that pass out of his system. He pre-decided where he was going, which was probably a mistake. The defense was all over that one. But it's Battle of the Bay for him as well. His last one as a senior, so he's got some nerves going.
You don't get to play in any more Battle of the Bays after you graduate.
And unfortunately, that wasn't first down for him. It was second down, so we're facing 3rd and long.
And CDM, not only are they going for the 9th win in a row, which would be a record in this rivalry, but they're also going for the sweep. Kim, throw, caught, no, incomplete. Lamarque couldn't hang on. It's broken up, and that brings on 4th down. The freshman team for CDM beat Newport's 21-3. JV CDM beat Newport 20-5, and if they win tonight, it would complete the all-level sweep.
Nick Kim threw a strike on 3rd down, just couldn't get any help from his receivers. But we've seen a lot of drops today out of Harbor. A lot of balls in and out of the hands of the receivers.
Pre-game this week, going into this game, Howard, we talked about Sailors having to play a mistake-free game and execute. They've done neither of those. Beautiful punt by Noe Avalos. Fair caught by Hoke. I never see him signal the fair catch.
I didn't see it either.
I don't know what's going on, but I never see him signal it. Regardless, 1st and 10 Sea Kings in excellent field position from the Sailors 45. Newport on life support. CDM lowering the coffin into the ground and getting ready to shovel dirt on it. This isn't looking good, Howard.
Well, if the Sea Kings put up another touchdown, which I suspect they will, to make it a 30-point game, we might see Caleb Annette, the backup quarterback, the young guy, for the Sea Kings. And I can't believe that we're talking about this already, blowout time.
Well, that's what CDM does. They score points in bunches, and all of a sudden you look up at the scoreboard and you're like, wait, what happened? That's what's happening right now. If the Sailors don't do something quick, they're in trouble. Pass caught by Lane, and a beautiful open field tackle by Diavola just past the line of scrimmage. Sailors read that screen pretty well. Tar Pit's still rocking. A lot of students look like they filtered out, but there's still hundreds here.
Yeah, still good energy from the Sailors. Definitely some shenanigans going on. People are going crazy with these paper planes.
Tommy Tarr's breaking it down. That Tommy Tar suit is a lot nicer than the one that I wore here for a game in 2008. Pass caught by Tipton near side of the field, and it takes 3 Sailors to bring him down. Chenier, Checks, and Emerson. First down, Sea Kings.
The CDM offense, ever since they got going, I guess we could just say starting in the 3rd quarter, their second half offense has been close to perfect. Sailors still playing hard. Body language not as good as it was to start the game when we had Johnny Checks getting hyped up from a false start on 1st down.
Sailors need a huge play, Howard. They need something like that Garrett Emerson pick six that was taken away at the end of the 2nd quarter. Play action! Papa George hits Razor as he throws. He gets it off, and Chenier tackles Tipton as soon as he catches the football right at the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 for Corona Del Mar.
Look at the body language of David Razor. You would think that he hasn't played a snap tonight. Like there's nothing going on. He's just as relaxed as could be. You wouldn't think he's been under duress at all. And that's how he plays, even between the whistles. He's standing in the pocket as poised as too poised sometimes. It's like, man, get away, run the ball.
Smart kid.
Very comfortable, smart kid.
Projects maybe as an Ivy League player, a D2, D3. Coming into today, 23 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions. He doubled that interception total tonight. Quick strike on 1st down to Max Lane, who breaks the initial tackle and then is spun spun out of bounds by Carson Diavolo on the far side of the field.
If you got David Razor as your D2 or D3 quarterback, you're in great hands. I know we've seen a lot of interceptions tonight, but I think he has such a high ceiling.
I'm a David Razor fan. From when we interviewed him for Sunset Rewind earlier this summer, follow Sunset Rewind on social media at Sunset_Rewind, providing content and coverage of the Sunset League that you can't get anywhere else. Ever since we talked to him, I became a fan. Then I watched him play football. It's cool as a cucumber. 3rd down and 4. Razor out of shotgun, surveys the field, throws, incomplete. Beautiful pass breakup by the lightning bolt, Johnny Checks. He will check you. It's 4th down. And that's actually a very dangerous position, Howard, for Newport Harbor to be in. The last 2 times CDM went for it on 4th down, they scored touchdowns.
Well, somebody pick up Evan Sanders right now. The football is going to Evan Sanders. Let's get multiple people watching him.
5:17 to play in this game. Don't pull the plug on the Sailors yet. This play could put him away. Razor out of shotgun. Incomplete. It's broken up. Intended for Max Lane. Some extracurriculars after the play between Lane and Billy Ridley. Billy Ridley talks a lot of trash. I love it.
Well, he earns his spot out there. I'll never forget seeing Billy Ridley. It wasn't against Yorba Linda. Who was the scrimmage last year? It was
this year or last year?
Last year.
Villa Park.
Villa Park. I'll never forget. I'm like, who is number 15 or whatever number he was wearing? There's no way that's a varsity player. And 2 years later, he's got an interception in Battle of the Bay, one of the most reliable tacklers on the outside. He's an excellent cornerback. He's growing into his own.
Sailors take over on downs. 5:13 to play in this game. It would take a miracle, but perhaps a miracle is in store.
What the Sailors would love to do is score a touchdown so it doesn't look and feel like a blowout.
Get a little bit of pride back.
If they could score 8 points, make it 20-35, feels a little bit more competitive than it does right now.
1st down and 10. Guttron Moore back in the game at quarterback. Henjum wide open on the far side of the field. Breaks a tackle. It takes 3 Sea King defenders to bring him down, and the junior wide receiver, the reigning Sunset League wide receiver of the year, picks up 7.5 yards on the 1st down pitch and catch.
And is Guttron Moore back in the game?
Yes.
He is, so that's good. It looks like it was just a cramp. Glad Nick Kim got to run out and take a couple of snaps. Wish he could have had a completion.
Me too.
Threw a good ball on the second pass.
4:35 to go. 2nd down and 2. Guttron Moore looking deep. 1-on-1. Incomplete. And Henjum had to turn into a DB there as the defender, Jake Simpkins, had a real good shot at picking that one off.
Well, that's not the look you want to throw the go route against. Simpkins was in bail coverage the entire time. He actually had the positioning on cash. That's why Henjum had to turn into a DB. Sailors just looking for anything. 2nd down and 2, that's when you take a deep shot. I guess you can come back and either throw the quick slant here or give the ball to Peyton Irving to pick up the 1st down.
3rd and 2. 2 receivers on either side for the senior quarterback, Guttron Moore. He looks to the far side, caught by Lamarque, and he darts across the 45-yard line for a 1st down. Chain gang moving on the far side of the field, like you said, Howard. Sailors just trying to get 6, trying to get a little bit of pride back here on Irvine Avenue.
Yeah, if you get held to 12 points, you don't feel good about that. But get it up a little bit higher, at least it's respectable.
1st down and 10. Guttron Moore. No one's open. He's got to tuck it and run. The football pops out. Peyton Irving tried to scoop it up. I don't know if he got there. And it looks like, yes, Zach Zamora comes out of the pile with it.
This is not the Sailor team we saw in the 1st half.
This is a real tough game if you're a member of Sailor Nation. At halftime, the vibes were high, the energy was up, belief was in the building, and CDM just does what they do. You make a mistake, they make you pay. 2nd and 11. Guttron Moore hit as he throws. And he threads the needle to Starnes. Takes a shot on the play. Starnes picks up 4. 3rd and long. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go in this one.
And clock steadily winding down. Good crowd, though. Not everybody stayed, but
Tommy Tar's made his way down the track, and he's still dancing. Guttron Moore throws far side of the field. Caught by Lamarque. He has it stripped at the end of the play, but not before he picks up 10 yards.
Catch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of a weird play.
Because I wasn't sure if he established position, and if the ball wasn't fumbled out of bounds, that would have been a fumble then, right?
It was a fumble, but it went out of bounds.
Gotcha.
So, first down Sailors.
And the clock stops.
2:46 to play. Newport trying to find the end zone for the first time this half. They had 12 points at halftime. They have 12 points with just under 3 minutes to play. Guttron Moore throws it deep, incomplete. Intended for Lamarque, looking for a flag, nothing doing.
Guttron Moore not sure if Lamarque wanted the back shoulder pass, or does Lamarque want to keep running and try to get the deep ball? A little bit of miscommunication. But Harbor definitely looking for the touchdowns, looking to go deep on the outside.
Clock stop, 2:40 to play. Guttron Moore. The lone touchdown in this game was to Josiah Lamarque in the first half. He throws a strike over the middle. It's intercepted. Coming back the other way with it is Cowlin Post. Guttron Moore's 3rd pick of the game gives the Sea Kings the ball back with 2:34 to play. And Howard, Sailors, they're not going to win this game. And now they might lose in a real tough fashion because, as you said earlier, if this thing ends up being 42-12, everyone's looking at it like a blowout, and it was 14-12 at halftime.
I mean, even 35-12 is not going to feel good. I'm curious as to who does Corona Del Mar come out with at quarterback. I'm guessing David Razor. And are they going to – or is that a net? That looks like a net.
Number 11 for Corona Del Mar, I believe, is Caleb Annette, the backup.
And you're going to
yes, it is.
You're going to let your backup throw the ball, so going to be opportunities to score.
Sophomore backup quarterback Caleb Annette stands in shotgun for hers first snap of the game. Handoff to Colin Penne, running hard across the 50, and he picks up a first down.
Colin Penne, very capable young running back. Caleb Annette, very capable young quarterback. Future looking bright for the Sea Kings.
Evan Sanders was injured for the Sea Kings to open up the season, and Colin Penne filled in very well, had 100-plus rushing yards.
And he's one of the better kickers in the Sunset League.
I had a chance to talk with his dad on the walk into the stadium before the game. I didn't realize it was Colin Penne's dad until we got to the stadium. Very nice family, the Penne family. The future of Sea King football. Running back stands behind sophomore quarterback Caleb Annette. 2nd down and 1. Another handoff to Penne.
Penne looks excellent.
Oh, he runs. As soon as he gets the ball, it looks like he's running his 40-yard dash the way he sprints with the football.
Well, Sanders is a fast guy. He's also a bruiser. It looks like Penne is a speedster for sure.
I wouldn't want to try to tackle him running at me full speed.
Is there a penalty?
No, I think.
Face mask against the Sailors.
Wow.
I didn't see the flag, but see the clock stopped.
94 seconds to play. Backups are in for CDM, but they're not letting up. I mean, this is the battle of the Bay, baby. They're trying to score points.
And now what do you do if you're Coach O'Shea? 94 seconds left in the game, only 30 yards to go. Do you let Annette open his arm up one time? You got Russell Weir in the game, a sophomore wide receiver that I'm as high on as anybody.
2 catches, 39 yards, and a touchdown this season for Russell Weir. We saw him ball out in the freshman battle of the Bay last year. First down and 10 Sea Kings. Ball on the Sailors' 31-yard line.
They're taking a knee.
Annette takes the snap. Knee is down. We'll do that one more time.
I guess it's always better to go out against your rival taking a knee instead of trying to inch forward for some more yards. No, we're good. We got this thing under control. We'll just take a knee. I like that approach from the Sea Kings. It's the classy way to go out as well. No need to pile on to something that's already over.
What a second half for Corona Del Mar. 21 unanswered. They led by 2 at halftime. 5 first-half turnovers from the Sea Kings offense.
Who does CDM have next week? I think Fountain Valley. I believe they've got Fountain Valley. I don't think they've played each other yet.
You're right. Yeah, that's right. And Sailors, they have the opposite of Fountain Valley. They have Los Alamitos.
They've got the absolute opposite, the exact opposite end of the spectrum.
Clock ticks down here at Davidson. Get the ink, the quill and the ink and the parchment out and mark this one in the record books as the clock strikes 0. 35-12 the final, and a new record is set. 9 straight for the Corona Del Mar Sea Kings. What a second half. What a bounce back by David Razor. 4 interceptions in the first half, 3 touchdown passes in the second, 2 of those coming on 4th down. And the Sailors drop to 3-6 on the year. Corona Del Mar, they move to 7-2, locking up a spot in the postseason. The Sailors, unless they pull off a miracle to top all miracles next week against Los Alamitos, they will not make the postseason and most likely will finish the year 3-7.
3-7 on the season, 2-3 in the Sunset League. Man, it's a tough spot because now we're looking at going into Los Al next week. One of the best teams in the state, one of the best teams in the county, clearly. But just an hour ago it was 14-12. Sea Kings had all the momentum. If you remember, that last play of the first half was a big sack by Jacob Carlone. He jumped on the back of David Razor. Sailors going into the locker room feeling like they're on top of the world, and they just didn't make the adjustments. It didn't come out and execute.
21 unanswered for Dan O'Shea's Sea Kings, and they win their 9th straight. 8 straight was the record. CDM won 8 straight coming into tonight. Newport Harbor won 8 straight in the 70s. Now CDM has set a new record as they're dancing in the middle of Davidson Field. The student section coming down from the stands.
Looks like they're holding up a trophy. Is there a Battle of the Bay trophy?
There is. It's a, I don't know what you call it, but it's the thing that controls the speed on a ship.
Well, all the kids, they certainly know what it is. We got football players, student section.
They've got the trophy. It's been on East Bluff for 9 years.
Well, that's fun for those kids right there. It's not quite like a college team storming the field when you beat the #1 team in the country, but it's a small high school version of it. So that's fun and memorable for these students.
Well, that's how it would have felt on the Sailors side if they'd been able to knock the Sea Kings off. It really would have felt like a giant killer type moment, but instead, 35-12 is your final. Corona Del Mar victorious for the 9th straight time against Newport Harbor. They have Fountain Valley next week. The Sailors are on the road against Los Alamitos. This was our last TarTV football broadcast of the year. And it's a tough one, Howard. It's a tough one to go out on.
It's a tough one to go out on, but it's been a good time. Shout out to our sponsors for helping us, supporting us throughout the year. Tough way to go out for the Sailors. I know they feel like, is the season over? Is the playoff committee going to give us some love due to a tough strength of schedule?
No.
If you're in the Sailors locker room, that's the hope that you're selling. Coach Lofthouse is saying, hey, we got to come out and put up a good performance against Los Al so it helps our case with the playoff committee so we can get an at-large berth, but it's going to be tough for the Sailors at this point.
I appreciate the hope that you're selling, but I'm not buying it tonight, Howard. It's a tough night at 600 Irvine Avenue. But shout out to the Sailors for battling here at home and making the Battle of the Bay, from the Sailors side to the CDM side, one of the best rivalries in high school sports in the entire state. As Dan O'Shea, the CDM head coach, says, the best high school rivalry in the state of California.
And shout out to the community. Everybody came out. Most people stayed till the end. Shout out to everybody watching on TarTV. We appreciate you. It's been an excellent season. Mr. Kennedy here, our PA guy, holding it down.
Ms. Kirby, the spotter, the TarTV crew, the parents, the players, the coaches. the students, the tar pit, the staff, the maintenance staff, Rhino, the equipment manager, Coach Steele, of course our sponsors, Original Pizza, CT Realty, Golden Com, Arbor Real Estate, Balboa Boatyard, Slater Builders, Newport Lexus, Newport Advisory, and Sunset Rewind. Howard, it's been fun. You and I will be back for Hoops broadcast for the boys and the reigning CIF champion girls teams. I'll be back here for field hockey next Tuesday. But that does it for TarTV football broadcast. So thank you to everybody who tuned in across the nation, across the globe here tonight. Howard, final thought from Davidson Field?
It was a fun one. Wish the second half would have went better for the Sailors, but that's how it shakes out. We still got another opportunity next week to have some success as a football team. So good luck to the Sailors for the next week and hopefully with the playoff committee.
For the Newport Harbor and Corona Del Mar players, parents, and coaches, for everybody who tuned in on TarTV, for our TarTV crew, holding it down here production-wise, and for my broadcast partner, Howard Kroom, this is Alex Crawford saying, from Davidson Field to Corona Del Mar High School, from the bell tower to the senior lot, you've been watching Newport Harbor football on TarTV. Go Sailors.